Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of NINJAGOCast, also known as the Masters of Pod Jitsu. I am Meso.
I'm Sakota.
And I'm Josh.
And the dojo is now open. Hello, everybody. Did that work? Are we live?
We're live. It worked.
Good?
I think you were like a second later than the music usually hits, but I think it's good.
Well, that's fair enough. We're doing our best. This week's going to be a little bit different. So please let us know in the chat how we sound, whether we're coming in okay. Everything's in good quality. We're kind of we got front row seats for the struggle bus this week. I'll put it that way. Lots of shakeups. You know, Sakota's carrying this whole thing on his back. Josh is on his phone. Like it's a lot. But we're gonna do our best. I'm gonna send out a quick tweet on our Twitter account at the TTV channel, which you can follow for updates on all of our content and when it goes live. Just letting people know we're live. Check out the latest episode of NinjagoCast live now on Keep the Peace, discussing the Dragons Rising sets. Boop. All right. So hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Hope this evening finds you in good spirits. We've got an epic show for you today because finally we have some good stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. One might even say too much.
Yeah. We had a lot to talk about for the last couple of weeks, which is why news videos and stuff happen too.
I'm probably the one to blame for the lack of a podcast. And I still think it's the right choice, but there's pros and cons because all the teaser videos were coming out. And I was very much like, well, I don't really want to talk about this when I know there's going to be official announcements soon and we're going to get a lot more information. So it's going to be a lot of speculating that will then immediately be answered. But I kind of see both sides. We maybe could have spaced it out a bit more. Tomato, tomato. What you going to do?
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be here now, though. I hope you guys are good. Sakota, Josh, are you doing well?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like having this much stuff is overwhelming, but that's not really a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not at my computer this week. This is the worst week for Ninjago stuff to come out, but it's it's great.
We gotta do what we gotta do, you know. And I thank you for toughing it through to be here. So we're going to talk about today. I'm sure we'll cover some, but we're not going to primarily talk about the story details for Dragons Rising, the trailers, anything like that. Today, we're basically going to hit up the set. And then the next podcast, we're going to really deep dive into the story. So that's what you can expect for today. Before we get into that, I have a few housekeeping notes I want to get into. First of all is just some very quick plugs that I want to do. If you're interested in supporting this channel as we continue to grow and try to build up, keep the peace. First of all, obviously, if you like the content, subscribe and consider giving it a like because it helps boost engagement. Past that, if you want to directly support us, super chats are appreciated. You could also go check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/the TTV channel. That's the name of our sister channel where we talk about Bionicle stuff. For as low as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon Discord server where we have basically just fun behind the scenes conversation, after shows, talk about all the latest cool Ninjago news and Lego in general. And it's a pretty fun community to be a part of, I think. People seem to like it, and your messages show up in the video. Past that, like I already said before, if you want to get the news about when our videos are actually going to go live, check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/TTV channel. And if you want to be a part of more detailed discussions about Lego and Bionicle, Ninjago, all sorts, you can check us out at the TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. But those are all the plugs I've got for you. Gratuitous shilling is over. Thank you for indulging me. The more important thing to discuss is why am I here talking to you? Where is our sensei, LJ? Well, there's been a development, and I don't really know. I'm probably not going to be able to like handle this with as much deftness as LJ himself did 3 episodes ago. But effective immediately, LJ will no longer be the host of NinjagoCast, which is an unfortunate development that none of us really wanted, but it is LJ's choice. The long and short of it, without revealing too much of stuff about like his personal life or whatever, he's basically being really inundated with work right now to the point where he's routinely working 50, 55-hour work weeks. He only gets like 2 days off a week, and he's been being called in to work overtime during those days. And he works grave shifts as a 911 dispatcher. So to say that's kind of tiring him out and stressing him out is an understatement. But he's working right now to save money. He's working to, make some positive life improvements and hopefully get himself out of that situation to where he feels the need to do that. But that, along with a lot of other personal issues in his life, lingering burnout from the fabled Bionicle cannon contests of yesteryear, and just generally a lack of passion right now for broadcasting his opinions about Lego, basically means that he's going to be taking a step back from both channels for the foreseeable future, possibly ever, which is obviously a big deal because LJ is like the lifeblood. He's a core mainstay of both TTV and Keep the Peace. And so if content is going to continue to be made on those channels, which obviously it is, it's going to mean some shifts towards how we do things and some shifts in our methodologies. So that's going to be a long-standing process. Obviously, there's lots of questions that might arise from that. What will happen to Knack and Jay? What will happen to, all these different shows? This isn't really the place for that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For the purposes of our conversation right now, I will basically be interim sensei for the foreseeable future, I guess you could say.
Honorary
until
sensei in training.
Honorary sensei in training. Yes. I must remember. Yeah, Monarch says, remember, Meso, family is key. Okay. No, exactly. Yes, 100%. But in all seriousness, let us all wish LJ luck in number one, taking care of himself and getting his life back on a positive trajectory. And also, fingers crossed that a break might help him get his passion for the hobby back. Because I would obviously like for him to return at some point. Because I have definitely been his friend long enough to know that he loves creating content and he loves interacting with our fans and he's thankful for all of you. But it's a lot for him right now. And I completely understand and support him needing to step away. It's just kind of unfortunate that it happened like 3 episodes after he announced to the prior sensei stepping away for an indeterminate amount of time. So let's send him best wishes. But that all being said, it's basically all I've got. Do you guys have anything you want to add to that?
No, really a lot. Not really a lot I can't say, but yeah, I hope
Cool.
get things under control and takes good care of himself. Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, what do you guys say we go ahead and do a deep dive into Dragons Rising because we have no shortage of sets to talk about.
Yeah, I'm very excited
Yeah,
about
let's
these.
do it.
Okay. So we are going to be discussing the sets by order of size, as we always do, starting from the smallest and moving up, with the exception, I think, of 4+, which you've put at the end.
Yeah, I moved 4+ at the end, and I moved the poly back at the very end. I don't know if we even want to talk about that or not.
Yeah, we can. We can mention it.
Yeah.
And then peppered throughout, when it's relevant, we'll be sharing some information we learned from a behind-the-scenes roundtable with members of the Ninjago team, thanks to the LEGO Ambassador Network, and sharing some insights from one of those designers, Nick von Slagmat, aka at Tooth Dominoes on Twitter, who posted a thread about some of the Dragons Rising sets with some cool behind the scenes information, and who's also here in our patron chat right now. So thank you for
thanks
joining
for
us.
It's awesome.
And we will kick it off with the first set on the docket. 71777 Kai's Dragon Power Flip, which is going to retail for $10.99 USD, 72 pieces, and will come out on June 1st alongside all of these sets.
Which, we can talk about that real quick, right? June 1st
Yes.
for the US too, which is...
That's a rarity, if
that's
a first. that is
at least
new,
for Ninjago, it hasn't happened in like the last years. Yeah.
It's I'm happy. I'm very happy about that. I think it's a noteworthy good change, and I think it will do a lot to get positive traction for this launch of Dragons Rising, especially because the show is coming out
June
in
1st,
the US at least June 1st as well.
That's amazing.
So
that's
it's
exactly
not this
what
awkward
we wanted.
situation where people are like, oh, the show leaks, and then for months or weeks people watch the episodes, and then the sets eventually come out in August. Like, no. Synchronized launch. Let's go. And while we're at it, just because it makes sense, do you want to do these one by one so you can put the pictures up, or?
I mean, we can go over all of these. I can switch the pictures and thing if you want.
Okay, cool. The other two set names, just so you know, are 71778 Nia's Dragon Power Drift with 57 pieces, and 71779 Lloyd's Dragon Power Spin. So, what do you guys think about these spinners?
I think that for a gimmick set, these are very, very strong. I want to see like how they work in person. I want to see like how smooth the rolling is, but like from what I see, I'm actually really excited for these, and I haven't personally really been excited for like gimmick sets for a while.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get exactly. Are they spinners? Do they spin, or do they just like roll across the floor?
I mean, they roll, but they also they roll, in like every direction. So they can spin, they can roll, they can drift, they can do all kinds of stuff.
Okay, that sounds cool. Yeah, because I wasn't sure how they're gonna work. I'm definitely intrigued. But I'm excited for these. I think $10 gimmicks. I mean, they're $11 now, I guess. But yeah, inflation. But the gimmick sets are always like they're sometimes a bit hit or miss. I think these look like an interesting new concept, so I'm excited to see how they work.
I can't wait to take the hood piece off and then give it to the actual suits.
That's really what I want to kind of go all in on with these. I don't really have a lot to say about spinners in particular. I never have, but I really like these minifigures. Like, I really like them. Spoiler alert, that's not shared with the actual designs. So seeing that there's an alternative design that I do think is really strong and really pops, I mean, I'm glad that it exists. The head printing, the detailing with the respective elements, that's great. It looks cool. It looks good.
I think just that bit of printing makes me like these suits a lot more than I like the regular ones.
It goes a long way. That is for sure.
I also they have transparent arms, which is interesting, and I think this is the first time we get I want to say right Lego minifigure arm in trans bright green.
Really?
Yeah, I think we only had the other colors one so far. No, I think we had blue and orange before. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean it's a good look. It's a good look because they're kind of an in-between. They're not fully, NRG'd up.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like half and half. And it gives the impression that they're channeling their powers and that they're bursting out, because the printing on the headpieces is kind of echoed on their chest plates as well. It just looks good. It's very very pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll get this out there, since this is the first time we're seeing these, but the how do y'all feel about the armor piece, like the shoulder armor?
Because
I really wish that it was done like in 2 different colors. I think the fact that like I think it's supposed to be like cloth but also armor, but because they're the same texture and color, it looks like
Yep.
it's all very uniform.
I think if you look at the TV show designs, they have kind of a different texture on them.
They do.
And I think
and it makes all
dual
the
molding
difference.
could have helped a lot with these. I kind of get where they're going with it. I don't hate them.
I like the idea of there being a scarf or like a fabric thing. It's just because it's so stiff and rigid, and they have like the armor part melded in with the same texture. The whole thing just looks stiff. So it's just like they're wearing armor, just weirdly shaped.
Yeah. Kind of spoilers for some of the minifigures from the later sets. I do like how it looks on Eren and Sora. So yeah,
I agree. Just with Eren and Sora in general.
And I mean, they did this with the dragon, like they did this sort of armor piece with like the dragon hunters too, but they, from Hunted, but they had like different colors and everything. I guess to be fair, they only had that piece in like 1 color for that wave. They didn't have to do it in like 10 different colors, but I mean, yeah. I just wish it was either printed or dual molded.
I agree. I'm not really a big fan, but we'll get more into that. Just for the sake of these sets, I like the headgear, the headpiece, A+. And they just look like meaty spinner builds in general. Like, they're cool. Props.
2 little extras. The golden, what are they called? Dragon orbs?
Dragon cores, I believe.
Dragon cores? Yeah, that's Golden Chi from Chima Speedor sets. Kind of like exactly the way they presented that in those. And I like the little robots. Even though they're very simple. I think it's fun that you get one in each of these spinners. I wonder if they'll show up in the show, because in the trailer there was like some other little robot guys. I wonder if those are supposed to be the same or different robots.
Dude, what if the dragons are they're just part of the dragon tribe from Chima?
From Chima? No.
And they brought Golden Chi. Oh no. Well, okay. So let's move on to the next thing, and actually the first actual set. We'll do 71790 Imperium Dragon Hunter Hound, retailing for $19.99 USD and 198 pieces. How are we feeling about this wolf legend beast?
I was just about to say that. I think it looks cool. I like it. It's very different from what we usually get. It's very thin, but it kind of, I think that actually looks pretty cool.
It makes it look like really feral and I really like it.
Price seems fair. I think it's a unique build. It very much uses those like SCC based limbs for the front legs. But
and I think it works well for them.
Yeah.
We should note that the description states that the name of this creature is a Photak beast. And the villain minifigure is an Imperium Claw General.
Sorry, what was the name of the wolf again?
Photak. Photac.
That sounds like a Bionicle name.
It really does.
Say that.
Photak, toe of stone.
I very much like the Imperium designs in general.
That helmet is so cool.
For the Imperium soldier guy.
Imperium Claw.
Sorry.
Off the top of my head, I'm not really vibing with the name Imperium Claw. I assume that's the faction name. It's just kind of difficult to say. My small brain likes easy to say words.
I think it's just Imperium, right?
Maybe.
It's the faction, maybe, but I don't know.
They have a cool aesthetic.
Like a claw soldier or something.
Maybe, yeah.
A claw general.
They have really cool minifigure designs. They look very futuristic.
I agree.
But I like that. It's a very different look. It's not like anything we've had before in Ninjago. It's not like a new snake tribe or anything like
And
that.
thank
so.
God for that.
Mhm.
Oh, well, there you go. Tooth Dominoes with that insight. Imperium is the nation. Claws are the specific squad they use for dragon hunting.
Oh,
So,
that makes perfect sense. I've seen a lot of
tracks.
people say it's very interesting that the black armored minifigures seem to be like the commanders, and the golden ones seem to be the regular troops, which is an interesting development. Usually in Lego, it's the other way around.
That is strange. I mean, props for subversion. You know, I'm
Mhm.
sick of gold always being the special thing.
Yeah.
It's cool to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about this, but I will say for $20, getting a figure like this with lots of good articulation and 3 minifigures, that's good value.
Yeah.
And the
Mhm.
price per part is perfect. So,
And
I love the color scheme too.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. We get a lot of black and purple. I love seeing like black and red and like gold and all that kind of stuff.
It looks
It's great.
very royal, so that
Mhm.
very much works with the faction.
You guys want to talk about the ninja hoods now? Or
Okay.
are we
No,
done with that?
no, this is a good opportunity.
Yep, I'll bring them on
There's
screen.
no real like hoopla about it. Now I want to make this very clear. Even though he's not here, LJ likes these, and LJ and I have been discussing these, and he thinks the community response to these is kind of overblown. But because I'm me, even though he's not here, I will continue our dynamic in spirit by doubling down and saying these are the worst Ninjago suit designs ever.
Ever?
Period.
Ever is
I
a
wouldn't
long...
say that.
I will
wouldn't say that.
put an exclamation mark on it. The OG
No.
suits are better than these.
Okay, here's what I will say. Every time Ninjago gets new hoods...
Meso.
Oh, okay.
No. Meso. Sons of Garmadon Spinjitzu Master suits are worse than this.
True.
No, they're not.
Yes. Yes.
They are.
No.
Yes,
Josh
they
is
are.
right.
No. These are the worst. They look ugly. Like, the aforementioned issues about the scarf piece notwithstanding, although those are major issues, there's something about that head design that does not work for me. Part of it might be that they're flat. Part of it might be that there's like a big line in the middle. Part of it might be how it contours around like the sides of their face, and it doesn't fully like line up with the scarf, which kind of makes it look like they're wearing like a bicycle helmet. Like, I don't really know what the deal is with it, but it doesn't work. The torso prints are fine, mostly. I know some people in the community like AJ have taken issue with the color layering on them, like Nia's, which we'll get to, but the torsos are fine. It's basically just the heads.
I will say, every time they bring out a new ninja hood, at first I think this looks weird, I don't like it, but over time I usually get used to them. I do think the top being that flat, I don't really like that. I think they would have looked really cool if they had like a headband or something like the current, like the last hoods the legacy ones had. As I said, I do like it a lot with Eren and Sora, who have like the horns or the cat ears. So, yeah, for me it's the flat. The printing and the spinners helps a lot already. But yeah, my main problem is how flat they are.
I think with the alternate face prints, with them being like their elemental like eye kind of thing, I think that helps it a lot better. Just it makes it look more like a some sort of like technological kind of. It makes it look more like Prime Empire-y, I guess. I think it fits the aesthetic of like the smooth like hood and everything better. But yeah, I don't like how they like don't line up with the armor piece at all.
I do really want to see how they look with hair pieces instead of the hood, because
probably way better
in the show when they in the show stuff we've seen from the trailers, and when they have the hood down and they have their hair, I think they look cool with the shoulder pad. So I really want to see how that looks on the minifigures.
I wonder if for Nia if they'll fit, like, because she has the
I sure hope
She has a
they
lot-
will.
she has a lot of hair like on the front part. I don't know if it's gonna conflict with the mask or anything.
Hopefully not. I'll try whenever I get one of these.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be like too hyperbolic, but I am being completely genuine when I say that like the design just repulses me. And it's because I don't like either part they're using. And then you put them together and it just really doesn't work for me. The only suit I kind of like less is the Prime Empire suits because everybody loved those and they loved the funny eyes and stuff. And I was just like, these are gross. But I liked the concept of them, how that's like, oh, the ninja are wearing like a VR headset, you know? That I think worked. This, I mean, they look fine in the show, mostly. The scarf bit looks fine in the show. But not in the figures, not it for me. Thumbs down. So, do you think we can move on?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to 71791 Zane's Dragon Power Spinjitzu Race Car, retailing at $34.99 USD and clocking in at 307 pieces.
So at first I was like, it's another car. I'm not really into it. And then I saw the function,
Mm.
and now I'm into it.
The function. So, for those who do not know, the way this set works is that it is the first car ever that can do spinjitzu. Because you can actually make the car spin around by pressing down a lever on the back, and the wheels kind of like roll up, and you can then spin it around and knock into the bad guys that are on these little podiums. And it might be one of my favorite functions, maybe ever, and definitely on a set at this scale, like at this price point. It's just good.
Two things. First of all, LJ predicted this.
Did he?
I couldn't find out which episode of NinjagoCast it was. I think it was in one of the interviews, actually, with like, I want to say Tommy, but I'm not sure. If someone knows, please put it in the comments. But LJ made like a very long joke about doing car jitsu and basically like flipping over your car. And second, while we get cars like this a lot, I don't think we've had a car like this for Zane, right? We've had the titanium tumbler, but that I would say that's a pretty different kind of vehicle. I don't think we've had like this reminds me a lot of the Ninja Nightcrawler Lloyd has, or what's the Kai one from Rebooted called?
The X1?
Yeah, the X1. But I don't think Zane ever had a vehicle like that, so I think it's good he has one now.
Yeah, I mean, I like the shaping on it, especially the front. I like that new ice piece that they have. It's also a lightning piece.
That's also something people will use for Bionicle mocks.
Yeah.
It's an insanely cool build. Genuinely, it looks nice. It's got a lot of value for the price. Again, 4 minifigures, and that function is just genius. You know.
Yeah, I want
to
try it out. I really hope it works well. Because I feel like this set you want to get it for the function, so the function really has to work well.
I mean, it was shown off like
in one of the videos.
Yeah, and it looks good, like genuinely.
Okay,
it works very well.
The only thing I would want change maybe is add a windshield. But it's fine like this.
No, I get that. I do. I appreciate how the car is built without the need for a windshield. Like, it looks very sturdy and structured, and there isn't really a place you could insert one without taking away some of the detailing, like front or behind. But yeah, that's the only thing missing, to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a big fan of this, especially at the scale. I feel like you get a lot from this set.
Have we ever gotten the Ultra Agent's gun in gold? I can't remember.
I I also was thinking about it. I can't think of any set where it would be, but I can check Bricklink real quick.
Okay.
Okay. While you do that, I just want to say we have 41 listeners watching now.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very
pretty
much for
wild.
joining us. I'm glad that now that we have Ninjago talk going on, I'm glad you guys are finding us here. You know, I'm glad that we're still doing content. We plan to be doing a ton of content about Dragons Rising. So NinjagoCast is not going anywhere, and thank you guys for checking us out. If you like the stream, please give it a like. It helps. I really like the podiums these guys are on, which I guess are their little like flight drones. That's what I guess it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah,
We saw that in some of the trailers.
I thought whenever these sets like came out, I thought that they were like, you know how whenever like preliminary images will come out and they don't have like whenever the renders come out and they like have the clear stands on them that they like they'll take out.
Yeah.
Like for the final, like I thought that was this for a second. I thought they were just kind of like standing on like little preliminary like podiums.
Yeah.
But I like it. It looks cool. It's like little like hover energy kind of stuff.
So Neek says on the patron chat, no, that's a color transfer for this wave. It's in the Empress mech too.
That's awesome.
I love it then.
Brilliant. We're in business.
Golden gun. Very nice.
Yeah. I don't have enough good things to say about this set. I think it's pretty near perfect for the size.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it a lot.
New bad guy minifigures too. That new like hat.
Yes. Buckethead. Dude, I love Buckethead.
It's so cool.
Dude, I kind of want Buckethead as our new mascot. We were discussing what that should be. I want 12. I want a Buckethead army, and I just want to like stack them on top of each other. You know? How many Bucketheads can you stack on top? Building challenge.
Yeah, I like both of these designs a lot. What they have for the villains, and I think it's cool that you get both of them in different color variations too.
I agree. Absolutely. What was the name for this guy? It was an Imperium Guard Commander. Nice.
Okay.
So what's the deal with Imperium? What do we think? Brief story tangent, but like,
okay,
are they robots?
Here's my head canon.
Okay.
They're from a different realm. They're like a super high tech civilization there, and then they have like this big empire and rule that realm, and then the merge happens and they get all split up, and now they want to take over the new merged world or something.
Highly likely.
Yeah.
So do we think they're an army of robots basically, or like synthetic?
I think they're people wearing armor.
I also think they're people.
I think based off of the clip we got of the clip of
Rapton.
Rapton, yeah. The way the guy talked, it didn't sound very robot-y because they do like a very distinct robot.
To be fair, he immediately knew the perfect definition for words.
He could also just be a big nerd, you know?
Yeah. They're an army of big nerds.
Neek asked, have you seen the use of the bucket head in Ninjago City 4? Referencing markets. I don't think so. I think I must have missed
seen that. Yeah.
Granted, I didn't like pour over the finer details. I saw a bunch of round pieces, but I don't think they're the bucket head specifically.
But we can look at the pictures when we get to that later.
You're so right. We will have our opportunity. We can spot the bucket. All right. Do we want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay. Time for some controversy.
Uh-oh.
So next up, we have 71792. Sora's Transforming Mech Bike Racer at $47.99 USD and 384 pieces.
Oh, that's the controversy. I was like, this set is beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the controversy.
Yeah.
It's just the price. I love the set.
Yeah,
the price is just too much.
Yeah.
I
It,
agree, but I am going to devil's advocate slightly because what the set does, the colors it does it in, the fact that it has basically almost all of the important new minifigure characters from the wave, and the fact that it's a transforming vehicle without disassembly, that it kind of justifies what tantamounts to like a $10 price increase to me. I don't really know how much that factors into it, though, like the color choice or whatever, but there's a lot here that is uncommon.
I will. This is
do those
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say, do those like heavy wheels? Do they like add anything to the price?
They probably do.
Have the suspicion that they do, because remember when we looked at the creator sets, there was this little bike set which was also kind of like a lot more expensive than the others and had the same wheel pieces. So it might be those wheels. But yeah, I mean, there's no way to know for sure. What Monner just posted in the Patreon chat, the picture from the show. That's also something I was thinking about. It seems like in the show, while in mech form, it still like rides on the wheels. That sadly, it seems to not be possible with the set, I think, right? Because like, how would it stand?
No.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Is the show definitely took some liberties there.
Yeah.
Or rather, the set might not have just been able to replicate that quite the same way. And I get why. You know, you need stability.
I do think,
but I definitely prefer it how the show does it.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, like Lego has a lot of models that can have alternate builds. And I always respect it when a designer includes them, particularly like the Creator 3-in-1 models. But I never really care because I never want to take my set apart. I bought the White Rabbit, and I've never taken that apart to build like the seal or the fish or whatever the other models were. I just want to leave it as a rabbit. I know, but I never want to take it apart. The fact that this can transform without disassembly instantly elevates it, in my mind, to like among Ninjago's greatest sets, at least of this price scale. Just because that's a lot of value you get as a toy. Being able to do that is crazy. It puts this in the same bracket as like a Transformer, you know? And the fact that it looks pretty good in both models too, in both scales. That's good.
I really like, okay, so this is a really small detail, but the arm, whenever it's in motorcycle form, I love how flush the elbow is. You can't really tell there's a joint there.
Yeah.
That's a really cool detail using those two pieces, because I love how those two pieces normally, you know, they fit together really well, but it's usually done for like, you know, greebling or whatever. But I like how they took advantage of those two pieces and made it to where like they fold together. They fold together really well.
Agreed.
But yeah, it's a great set.
It's legitimately one of my favorites at this price bracket because I feel you get a lot here.
Yeah, I think
for
this
your
is,
money.
In a way, like a flagship set for the new season, at least from what we've seen from the trailers, because like
absolutely,
this is the vehicle heavily featured. You get all the new characters, like including the baby dragon. You get some conflict in the box. You have the cool transformation. It's a great set. Just wish it was
Rapton's
a bit cheaper.
vehicle looks pretty cool too.
Yeah.
The color palette also, obviously, it's just Sora's color scheme, but it's very unique. We don't often see those colors go together, and we don't often see like dark pink or whatever that color's properly named.
I think it's
in
coral.
Lego. Period. Coral.
Yeah.
Definitely uncommon, and it's cool to see.
Reminds
I
me
like
a bit
having
of
a character.
Samurai X color scheme plus added the coral. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like having that one of the new characters is introduced, like just has a wildly different color scheme. Like Aaron, as much as I love him, you know, it's just yellow.
Yeah.
We've seen yellow.
Neek said in the chat, the main cost drivers in mechs are the joints. The main cost drivers for a vehicle are the tires. And I mean, this one has both. So
that's a good point.
That might be why. And
that tracks.
The Sora mech was a challenge to make work, and then a bigger challenge to be able to be built by an 8-year-old, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
I can totally get that. You know,
I imagine
you probably
like,
had to go through countless iterations.
Yeah, getting the stability right for something that transforms without rebuilding.
Mhm.
Is for an 8-year-old, it's probably not that easy.
It's probably why the feet were necessary. You
Yeah,
just
I mean,
have to.
I don't see any way how you'd make it with the wheels and it wouldn't fall over
I do.
constantly.
Umbra. That's
Umbra.
how. Umbra. It's a Bionicle reference. All right. Let's talk about the minifigures. So we've got 4. We've got the baby dragon, which I believe is pronounced Ryu. I think.
I'm pronouncing it Ryu.
Yeah, I was thinking
Ryu,
but,
Ryu too, but I have no idea.
Ryu, tomato. And then we have Aaron, Crux, and Sora. No, I'm just kidding. Rapton, new villain man, who has a very very sharp row of teeth for his alternate face, which I don't really know how to feel about, if I'm being honest.
I think it looks cool.
I think he's cool.
I thought the actual design was a little bland, and it's why like all the Crux comparisons were being made. But then with the teeth, it just looks a little creepy. But that is the important factor. He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
My only complaint with him is that he shares the same torso as a lot of the other
Yeah, the
soldiers.
all of them with like
That's
the
true.
black color scheme, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
but I
that's-
guess like
that's what they do a lot of times with like villain factions. Either use
Yeah.
like the legs, some of the torsos.
and I guess to be fair, he's not like the main villain, so he's
mean-
probably just like a some like similar ranking to the other guys.
I mean, you could just say like in universe he gets the same suit of armor. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How do we feel about Aaron and Sora?
Sora has arm printing, and I love that.
Yes.
I can't believe we get arm printing in a Ninjago set.
I always made the joke that one of the only Ninjago figures with arm printing is Future J, and that's what because we only get arm printing in the far future, but it looks like we reached the future.
Wait, no, we got it with Cole in the movie.
Yeah, I know, and with
And
RX,
Floyd. Yeah,
Or-
yeah, that's true. That's
there
true.
are some exceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore both of them. I think that it's really apparent when you look at them side by side compared to the other ninja. Their designs pop, and they pop because they're different. They have differentiations in their design. Aaron has his horns, and then Sora obviously like has her whole like cat girl shtick going on, which okay, this is a controversial point. All right.
Is it?
Sora's minifigure, yes. A member who could not be with us today, X-Trooper, had a particularly rage-filled meltdown when we
Really?
showed him the actual Sora minifigure versus the Sora design from the show. Because it is very different compared to how she is in the show, namely the fact that the hood is one piece, obviously, the fact that she has a hood at all, noticeably, because in the show it's very much the hairpiece that has the cat ears molded in,
No, there's
and it's
both in
headphones.
the show. There's both in the show.
Okay, fair enough. This is
So-
definitely the most prominent display of her in all the posters and all the promotional imagery.
Yeah, I just
You
still
know,
hope
we're
we still
seeing
get
that.
the other piece.
That would make it all better if we were actually able to get her actual hairpiece, because it's a very different framing. The cat ears are very much billed as like a pair of headphones. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
In this show,
Yeah.
and in this set, less so. I don't think there's headphone printing on the sides of that hood, but I might be wrong.
No,
I don't know if we have any angles from the side.
I can look, but I don't think so.
Yeah. So a little bit upsetting, but there's still a chance for redemption in the future. Just make it an actual piece. That's all I'm
Well,
asking.
spoilers for later in Ninjago City Markets. They use May's hairpiece for her,
Which is
which is odd. Maybe I will excuse it if two conditions. She also uses that hair piece at some point in the show for like, I don't know. She likes her hair in different ways. And we get the other one sometime in the future.
Right. Can't wait to tack on another minifigure to the Ninjago collectible minifigures pack, right alongside the Upplay and everyone else. No, I love them both. I adore their designs, genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryu is
All
also
right.
just such a cool piece.
Yeah, the little dragon guy. I love him. He's
Yeah.
cute. Clearly he's important. I don't know why. Is he like the chosen prophesized dragon? Is he the Lloyd of dragons? I don't know.
I mean, we saw in one of the more recent trailers that he like that somehow people can get powers from certain dragons or something like that. So that seems to be something that's going on.
We shall see, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on?
I think we can, yeah. I think this is
Okay.
a really good set to like for people who want like one set from the new show. Because you get all the new characters and a very cool build.
Absolutely. I agree completely. All right. The next set we're going to move on to is 71793 Heatwave Transforming Lava Dragon, which comes in at $54.99 USD and 479 pieces. So this one also isn't doing too hot on the price per part scale. Very similarly.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's a little
as-
better than
it's
the
better,
other one.
but yeah.
Only by a
But
little bit.
it's about 100 pieces more for $5 more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's or about $8 more.
I'm in a weird spot with this set because I don't find myself having strong feelings about it, like one way or another. And I don't really know why. It elicits no emotion from me.
Oh.
And I think it might be because it reminds me a lot of Firstborn, maybe, in terms of, oh, it's a red dragon, except it has no cool wings. It just has like the little like wing spikes on the arms. So it's like a red dragon without an impressive wingspan. So what does that leave us with? A dragon. You know, am I alone in this? Does this wow either of you?
I like the color scheme. I like that it's like I like the dark red and purple. I think that goes really well together. I like with the nougat and stuff.
That's true.
I don't really get the whole transformation thing.
Well, that's its claim to fame. It can flip.
The transformation feature is that the neck can go down. The neck has articulation, but it's a really weird articulation.
No, Josh, you're wrong. So
Yeah.
the neck doesn't actually go down. You rotate the head.
I know. I know.
You flip up the legs.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's neck rotation, but with extra steps. It's like you gave it neck articulation, but in the weirdest way possible.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna
you gotta do it.
I'm gonna be Mr. Positive on this one, okay?
Do it.
So I really like the shaping of the torso. They use like a lot of cool of those rounded pieces, and because of the weird transformation feature, the limbs and the body look good from like both underneath and from the top. Which usually like one side is just plates with a lot of dragons, but with this one, because of that feature, they can't do that, so it looks good from all sides.
Oh man, I hadn't considered that. All right.
Yeah.
Pop off.
It's I mean, yeah, I think adding purple to it is really cool. My only complaint is that this is a lava dragon and there's no coal, but there's a Kai.
Yeah,
We should be used to this by now. Genuinely. I mean, look, I don't want to get it mixed. I don't dislike this set. I think it looks perfectly competent. There aren't really even any parts of it that I think don't work. I think it looks good. It just doesn't wow me in any way. It just exists.
I think what would make it better for me is if like maybe instead of it being like all red, like uniformly, if like the bottom was like a different color, like fully, and then the head could change or something like you could switch the head out or like maybe turn it around. There was a different head print or something like that, where like it could go from like being a dark red dragon to like some other color with a new head. You know,
Ooh,
like maybe if it was like an earth dragon, then it would be like hunched over like an earth dragon.
What if, like,
and it was like all black with like red on the
Yeah.
underside.
What if like one side was like more stone earthy and the other one was more fiery, and then you can like maybe like it looks like it bursts out the lava
Oh
when
my
you transform it. But
The Firestone Dragon.
Oh
Yes.
my god. That would actually work in this format.
Yeah.
You know, it'd work better.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will go back to Mr. Positive. Okay, more positives
Do
about
it.
the set because I actually really like the set. It has the SCCBS shell piece in dark red, which is great.
Woo, that is good. No, I
Um,
love that.
I
I
think
want
with
that piece in
the
more colors.
with that transformation where like the head is down, I think it looks like very angry, very menacing, and it gives it like a very different silhouette. So like you kind of get like different emotions out of the dragon.
Yeah.
And I also think we haven't really had a lot of dragons in that price range. We either had like the big dragons, like Lloyd's legendary dragon, or the Zane dragon creature, or the four-headed ultra dragon, or we had like the core dragons, the Evo small ones. But like a $50 dragon, we haven't had that many recently, and I think for that price point, it looks very good.
That's
From,
a
like,
totally
all
fair
angles.
perspective.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
exclusive minifigure.
Yeah, let's talk about the minifigures. So we've got Kai, Lloyd, Wildfire, Lord Raz, and an Imperium Claw General. Wildfire is an anomaly here. She is a new character who has not appeared in anything else, was only briefly shown in the trailer, and she appears to be wielding fire, which I mean would
Seems
track.
like it, which would be very interesting since, as far as we know in Ninjago lore, there can only ever be like one elemental master of each element. So what is she?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna guess, theorize that in this they're going to establish that the dragons can give, like the dragons give like elemental masters their power.
Yeah.
They're probably
can
gonna
see
take the
that.
stuff from the end of Crystallize and do that. So like if the same way that like Ryu was able to give, like, you know, supposedly gave Sora power to do whatever she does, Wildfire gets the same power from, I'm guessing, this dragon.
I would assume so, yeah. But
Highly likely.
I think that's a cool story idea in general.
It's interesting to me because Asa Tate posted on Twitter a while back a comic page referencing the all new, all different X-Men, but redrawn with Ninjago characters. And she was on this poster.
Yeah.
Like, she was on this comic cover as part of the new group. So I'm like, I wonder, is she going to be like important going forward? I don't know. But she has a cool design. I like it a lot. She uses the Chong, I believe is how you pronounce the name, hairpiece from Monkey Kid.
Yeah.
And I like her color scheme too. I like that. I like the sand green with the dark red. It looks really well.
It's very unique. Again, she stands out. Can we talk about our boy Lord Raz?
Yeah, let's do that.
Arm printing. Arm
printing gang continues. Fans of arm printing are eating good.
Yes.
So I want to make bets with everyone in our chat right now, both patron chat and YouTube chat. Okay, so Lord Raz, take a look at this guy very carefully. The head, the ears, the armor. Is this guy from Chima?
My bet is no.
Put yes in the chat or no in the chat, depending on what you think. I want a show of hands or a figurative show of hands.
Can we do a poll
can just do
in
a
the
poll.
YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you do that?
Oh, we can. We should probably know how to do this.
Or just do reacts in the Ninjago like channel.
Yeah, but I want to
Do a
YouTube
yes or a
poll
no,
because
like-
we have 40 people watching. That would be an interesting poll.
Oh, that'll work
It
too. Yeah.
would be an experiment.
Do you know how to do it, Meso?
I do not. Some YouTubers we are. Here. Do
Oh.
Crux for Discord, do Crux Pog if you think he is from Chima, or a Chronix Pog if you do not think he is from Chima. We're getting a lot of votes for Chima. A lot of votes. Yeah, I wish we knew how to do a poll, man. I wonder if it's through the streaming.
I found it. I found it.
You found it? Okay, cool.
Is Raz from Chima? Yes and no. Okay.
Cool. You're
Yes.
awesome. Thank you, Saka.
No.
Because come on. I'm being completely serious here.
Okay. So I'm gonna say I say no, and here's why. He seems to already be in Imperium, right? He has
Be
a
a
very high.
recruiter?
He has a very high rank there already. So
Maybe he just rose through the ranks. Maybe he's an overachiever. I'm just saying.
An overachiever.
Overachiever.
Yes. No. Like, come on. The headpiece, it's basically a dead ringer for how the Chima characters had the molded, like, animal style headpieces.
Here's what I'll say. I actually think it would be cool if he was. Like,
I do too.
Because-
as much as I meme about Chima, that's
Yeah.
a cool idea. Because
if
here's
the
the thing.
realms
You go
merge,
first.
it's you kind of want to have all the realms represented in some way. And since like a lot of people don't like Chima, how about you make like a really cool character and just say he's from Chima and he's like a villain and he's like super powerful? That's like a good way to make Chima look a lot cooler.
Yeah, the edgy Chima OC self-insert.
Exactly.
character, except he's
Oh
official.
shoot! We also have a frog character too, so that like
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing, and this is kind of cutting into the story talk, but I don't care. This is my show now. We're doing it. So, Chima is a realm. Okay, we know this to be true. Even if it was a joke, even if it was just a cutaway gag, canonically, it is a realm. They did travel to it. Ergo, Chima is a part of this merge because all the realms merged. Whether Lego chooses to address it or not, that's up to them. They could choose not to write Chima into the story. But until we are shown or told otherwise,
We had to
Chima
assume-
has been merged. We have to take that on face value. So there should be Chima characters just hanging out. And if not, then why not?
Why not?
I want to know.
wait, no,
because the Oni
they all
killed
died
them
during the
all
Oni.
during March of the Oni, which is why only the beavers lived.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay, but the Oni attacked the first realm, and they got wrecked. But they all came back. They were
I
just in
mean, we
stasis.
only know
They didn't
that
kill them.
we don't know. We've never seen
the Oni were
anyone from there
exhibitions
again.
against the Chima. Yeah,
Did-
it's
know-
true.
Didn't they show the creation burst like rippling into the other realms? Am I hallucinating the end of March of the Oni right now?
Oh, I'm actually not
I thought
sure.
we saw a shot of the first realm like with the smoke like clearing
Do you
up
know
at
that
the
that
end.
Tommy said that they actually made an animation for Chima being attacked by the smoke, but it didn't make it in the final cut.
Oh, that's so depressing. Okay, time to do something I never thought I would do again, and I'm going to look at March of the Oni on Netflix. All right. So we have this stupid, very well done, poetic tornado of creation. It happens, big blast. Lloyd. Okay, no, I guess I'm wrong because
No,
there
I
wouldn't
think
have
you
been a place for
imagined
that. Yeah, I just straight up hallucinated it.
Anyway, quick update. Our poll is at 58% for yes, he's from Chima.
Wow, I'm surprised. No, I didn't hallucinate it. It's
Really?
here. It's right there for the briefest of seconds. It's
Okay.
right after you see Cyrus Borg, and then you cut to the first realm. I don't know how I remembered that.
Are there people there? Do you see people
Yes, it's
Okay.
the 3 dragon hunters. The one person that has like Moro's headpiece, the one guy with the mohawk, and then
Okay.
another girl.
So they're alive. That's good to know.
Now maybe
I mean, Faith
they
goes
attacked
back there
Chima
anyway, right? So kinda,
yes.
yeah.
Maybe they attacked Chima first, and then maybe they were, I don't know, held in stasis longer. Maybe over time you die, and they just freed the first realm quickly enough. Like, there's ways you could still say Chima's gone
I mean,
permanently
we know
and have it
the
be believable.
like jokes aside, we know the beavers lived. Because
Yes.
that's afterwards, so something's still alive in Chima.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it. Oh yeah, that's
I-
a good point. They had to come from somewhere.
I'm gonna say he's not, but not because I don't want him to be. I do want him to be, but
Yeah.
if he, this is a case where if he's not from Shima, then I'm right. But if he is from Shima, then I'm pleasantly surprised.
Okay, that's reasonable. No, the good old check expectations. I just
Yeah.
think there has to be something special with him because it, like,
But
he looks so different.
but they also
Yeah.
have like giant wolves, right? So and the giant wolf has a
You're right.
species name, so it can't be a legend
Oh.
beast.
Oh
So,
no, you're
yeah,
right.
I don't think he's from Chima.
The,
I think it would
the
be cool.
Photak beast is gonna bust my theory.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, but I don't think he's actually from Chima.
Hmm. Well, I'm
Maybe
gonna
he
hope.
just
I'm
has
gonna
wolf
keep the
people
poll
in their
running for a
ranks.
bit longer, and then we can
Okay.
check in on it later again.
I'm surprised by how close it is. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for voting. Like, I just want to get the record straight. I don't like Chima. I think Chima's bad, but like, if it exists, we may as well pull from it when it's relevant to do so. And if we're gonna have animal people that are just around now, they probably should come from Chima. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wonder, where are all the Chima characters?
I
'Cause
mean-
they're in this world.
At this point, we have so many other realms with animal kind of characters. We have the Formlings, we have Chima,
Oh.
we have Raz,
no.
and wherever Sora's from.
Dude, where's the Prime Empire rats at? Can
Oh,
we make
true.
a rat tribe?
And
Oh boy.
Serpentine,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, story tangent over. What do you say we continue with the set discussion?
Yes. Time.
Okay, cool. So next up, we have 71794 Lloyd and Aaron's Ninja Team Mechs. That is clocking in at $79.99 USD and 764 pieces. So that's actually a pretty good price per part.
Yeah.
What do we think?
This thing looks really cool. It has like ancient technology vibes,
Mm.
which I really love.
So this one we've seen already because of that weird Lego posting that image way too early thing.
Yeah.
At the time, we had some discussions about like if the little mech's gonna connect, and yeah, it does. I mean, we all figured.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of the original, like the first Mijitsu Master mech that came with the Temple of Light. And I kind of hope that this is like Lloyd's version of that. Would make sense story wise. Yeah.
I think it works very well for him. Yeah, Tooth Dominoes had a very detailed Twitter post about this, basically saying that this was the one model that he finished himself. And he was asked whether there was a intentional Kitongu inspiration. And his response was, quote, "The eye was a late addition to the model in the process that I may have had up my sleeve for a bit." So a round of applause. Thank you, Nick. You continue to do well by all of us. Thank you for being you. So I've gone on a bit of a journey with this model, because at first, in the initial pictures, I did not really like how it looked. And I was kind of counting on the combined model to like redeem it. And I mean, it fits very nicely. It has like the little holsters for Aaron's feet,
Yeah.
where they can kind of slide into, which I think is a really cool design choice to make it a bit more flush, a bit more cohesive. And obviously, I love the clogs. You know, the shoes are just awesome. My opinion is I don't really like the combined model.
Oh,
And I've
sorry.
actually kind of had a reverse opinion towards the standalone model because I actually think it looks really good.
I agree. I kind of went on the same journey. When we got that 1st picture, I was like, there was like an open pin in the chest and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be covered up with the small mech in there. But now that we have the good pictures, yeah, you just saw the same thing I did earlier.
Meek says there's an amazing Bionicle reference in the first episode. No idea who put it in, but it's great.
Oh.
Well, consider me hyped.
Yeah.
He also says, I'd recommend looking at the pics I posted on Twitter. It's hard to see what's happening with the combined model and the product images. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
The Twitter thread in particular, I'll link in the patron chat for anybody who wants to check it out to get the better views. And it definitely does come across better when you can see it in like real actual lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the reason I don't vibe with it is it's all gonna hinge on how far down you can angle the dragon head. That's really the biggest thing for me.
I don't think you can angle it down more.
That's what I'm afraid
That's
of.
what it looks like to me.
Because there were some retailers, we'll just say, that actually reviewed these sets early, which is a weird thing. I don't know how they were able to fully do that. And we got to see some angles of this model from the side, and it doesn't really look that great, in my opinion. The head jutting out from the torso. Everything else looks fine. It's that big thing that I have kind of a difficult time with. I feel like if I could lower it to make it more like flush to where the rounded plate thing with the print that's on Aaron's mech was kind of the front-facing design versus the beak of the dragon head, I might vibe with it better.
Mm-hmm.
That might just be a me thing. But
Yeah,
I love the design of both of them individually. I really do.
Yeah. I'm also like kind of in the camp now where I feel like they look cooler separated. But if you look at especially the picture, and I'm trying to get it up on screen right now, the picture Neek posted on Twitter, and that lighting, I actually like how the dragon head sticks out, because with those like big Technic panel pieces on the shoulders, the dragon head kind of creates like the look as if there was a dragon in there. Like if you imagine those as the wings, I actually really like how that looks. I'm putting it up on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if that's intentional, but I feel like that doesn't look like that in the product pictures, but in that one you can kind of see that, and I like that a lot.
That's a good point.
I do like the Aaron mech a lot on its own. It has a very different build from the other Evo mechs. I like how they used the superhero mech canopy piece to give him like those stronger legs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the set a lot. I think it has a waist articulation too. Kind of what it looks like to me.
So good.
So yeah, there's a lot to enjoy here.
There was a good quote from the round table that we were a part of. Again, shout out to the LAN for that. And it was about the design ethos for this set. The quote is, the design represents the new Ninjago TV show, where it's somewhat of a combination of the old and new, with the old taking a guiding role with the new leading.
Yeah.
Aaron's mech was deliberately designed to be unique to him, and they chose to design it in a way that was more modern and distinct from older mechs and more aggressive, not as classically Ninjago, in order to give Aaron his own aesthetic. And I do think that shines through.
Yeah, it's like a perfect illustration of Lloyd being the master and basically having Aaron in like a baby carriage position, and like showing him the way, I guess. And I think
Yeah.
it's a really cool idea to have the character dynamic represented in.
It's a great set from a concept perspective, and I also just really like Lloyd's part of it because it represents his evolving role. Like it's clearly still a Lloyd mech, but it's definitely not Green Ninja Lloyd. It's definitely Master Lloyd, and I like that design ethos. Makes me happy. All right. Do we have anything else we would like to add?
I mean, minifigure wise, I think all of these came in other sets before, right?
Yeah.
So.
I think the black bucket head is new. I think the other one we had was gold, maybe.
No,
I don't think so.
Black. Yeah, the gold ones
was...
and the lightning dragon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, I want
an
army build bucket head.
The only thing I will say is I'm not looking forward on putting the stickers on those Technic panels.
Oh no. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare, truth be told.
They are stickers.
Oh man. All right.
All right.
Let us continue on. Next up, we have 71795, Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores, retailing for $94.99, clocking in at 1,029 pieces. So very good price per part. We're doing good with these sets. Most of these are big wins.
Yeah, the bigger
Most
ones
of
definitely on the better side.
Yeah. So this set is gorgeous. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, this is my favorite one of the wave.
Really?
Yeah, I really like this one. The
Makes
tree
sense.
build, like mixed with the building, is such a creative choice. We haven't had in a Ninjago temple like this, and it doesn't like the way they use the colors in the tree. It's also like it looks very nice. It looks like there's nothing that looks out of place. The building itself is pretty simple, but I think it pulls off the look very well.
I agree. I wouldn't change anything for what they're doing. It's a beautiful design. It strikes that good balance of detail, height, play features. It has a lot of platforming opportunities with the little pedestal on top of the tree. You can slide down the cable, like they're doing in the product images. You can knock the platform off of the tree and send like the bad guys like flying away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool details here. And a pretty
say,
robust minifigure assortment too.
I think what some people might not like about this is that it's like a lot of Lego houses are like they don't have a back wall. This one only kind of has like 2 walls
right
for the building. But I personally think for a playset like this is actually not that bad because it like makes it easier to get your hands in there.
Yeah,
so
no, that makes sense. You kind of need to
personally
maneuver
mind.
with the features.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I vibe with it completely. I really have next to no criticisms. I think it's beautiful, creative, detailed, action features.
With the tree, it's just such a different silhouette from any other Ninjago temple or building we've ever had.
Which is important at this point because we've had a bunch, and they could all kind of run together if you're not careful.
Yeah. I was noticing the if you look at the first floor on the tree,
yes,
that scroll there with like the 7 symbols.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just wondering what that's all about.
You know what this reminds me a lot of, and it might be a bit of a deep cut. I don't know if everyone even knows about this. There's this canceled set that I made instructions for.
What?
We got pictures of it from the documentary, the Ninjago documentary. I made instructions for it from the pictures we had. It's like a canceled set. I think it was supposed to come out around like Times of Sons of Garmadon. And it's like a mountain temple. It's like very snowy.
I think I remember
it was like
this.
a lab of a scientist combining elements or something. And we don't know exactly what it is.
Weird.
And this reminds me a lot of this kind of, because it's like a very horizontal building there's like a library in there, and there's some kind of like, I don't know, magic or whatever going on. I don't know. Just made me think of
Interesting.
that.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a good connection. I don't really recall what you're talking about, but it shows what I know. I'm failing in my sensei duties, clearly. The minifigure assortment for this set
Yes.
is very good. We have Spirit of the Temple, and then Empress Beatrix, who I guess is the leader of Imperium.
Yeah, I assume so.
Both look cool.
The spirit character is really intriguing. I have like no idea what that could be.
Nor do I. Pretty strange. I would like to know more. I doubt it's anyone important, to be honest. It's probably just
probably a new character, right? I think someone earlier in the YouTube chat said, and I'm sorry if I can't find your name right now, that he thinks it might be like a new version of the Preeminent or something like connected to the Cursed Realm. I think that could be a cool thing. Because like if all the realms merge, maybe the Cursed Realm, which is in the Departed Realm,
dude, I don't even
in there.
Okay. Story tangent 2, because you brought it up. I kind of want to do another poll for this.
Okay, I'm gonna end the poll now. We're at 60% for yes, he's from Chima.
Wow. Okay. Well, pop off, everybody. 60%.
Next poll. What do you want me to ask?
Here is the next poll I want to get people's opinions on. So all the realms merge. The Departed Realm is one of those realms. So the question is not necessarily, did the Departed Realm merge? Because until we hear otherwise, we have to assume it did. My question is, are all the dead characters alive again? That is what I would like to get opinions on.
I think they explained it that it's not all the realms merged, it's that pieces of different realms merged. So like,
I don't think that's been clarified at all.
Okay, I could be wrong. I'm not sure where I heard it, but I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
It's a mind melter, to be sure.
Okay.
In our patron chat, if you say, I don't even know. I think I just did a super reaction accidentally instead of a regular reaction. Okay, cool. You guys can still do it. So if you say yes, are all the dead characters alive again? Do raise the roof. And if you do not think they are, do pause fish.
I think from some of the premises we got from the show, it said like something like all the realms are merging, and then they have to do something with the dragons so the realms don't get destroyed. So to me, it seems like it's kind of a process, and maybe that means like the Departed Realm hasn't merged with the rest yet, and they stop it before it does, or something like that.
Huh.
Wasn't the Departed Realm thing mentioned in the Two Truths and One Lie? Wait, I have that screenshot somewhere. Let me find that.
So. I don't recall a mention of it. Because it's
I have it. Okay,
one
of the options that Dark Wyatt posted was the Departed Realm will release the spirits of ancient creatures forgotten by history. That was one of the options in the Two Truths and One Lie.
Oh no. Huh. Because again, it's like with Chima. If we have that be a thing, if we assume that is true for a second, that ancient spirits are going to be released, then why not people that we know? Like, Zane's dad.
Yeah, like,
or the first Spinjitzu master.
And no one else, because everyone else has been brought back.
Not Chin. We need Chin.
Yeah.
I mean, we get your boy General Cryptor can return. Everyone's favorite character.
And Char.
Oh, Char. Wait, is Char dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Tommy confirmed it on Twitter.
How
Now that
is-
when Asphira lost her powers, all the
Oh.
stakes were back to dead.
Right. No, that tracks. Okay. And if not, because again, just like with Chima, I'm not necessarily for this. I think that's a nightmare waiting to happen, and it would immediately bog down Ninjago's cool, like, soft reboot potential with a lot of old baggage, old lore, and old characters they have to figure out an excuse to deal with. I don't necessarily want that to be the case. I would just like to know, okay, why isn't that the case? And maybe your explanation of, oh, well, I have to stop the merge before the Departed Realm merges. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Our chat.
Toe of Plastic. What if the other half of Garmadon's personality is running around somewhere?
That could actually be fun. Anyway, our chat says 81% no.
Okay.
But that might be wishful thinking.
I mean, I would definitely vote no if I was logged into my account. So I definitely do not want that to happen. Okay.
Okay.
Well, fair enough. Thank you for indulging my wild polls. I appreciate it. Anyway, Empress Beatrix. to tie it all back together, how do we feel about her design?
I like it. I think it looks cool.
I'm gonna assume she's the main villain, or
Yeah.
at least up there with Roz.
I mean, if they're
Yeah,
called
look at-
Imperium and she's the Empress, I would assume she's the main.
Yeah.
leader.
Lord Roz, Empress Beatrix. She's cool. I feel like she's inherently less interesting when put next to Roz, just because Roz is so weird. But props. I mean, when was the last time we had like a female antagonist in Ninjago that isn't Harumi?
Asphira.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That is pretty recently. Oh, there's the canceled set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the little blurb here that Monarch posted. It was Monastery of Ice.
Yes.
A set called Monastery of Ice would have involved the ninja visiting the home of a scientist who worked on combining elemental powers in his lab. The set was not produced because it was never integrated into a storyline in the TV series. Tommy Andresen stated that the Splinter and the Blind Man's Eye is based on the synopsis he wrote on for an unreleased Ice Temple set, which may refer to this set. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember this now.
And that's,
here's a funny thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. That's kind of what got me thinking, like, with this set, because that graphic Josh pointed out earlier, that seems like they're combining maybe the dragon cores or something in that temple.
Yeah.
So that kind of reminded me of that whole premise.
Here's the really weird thing about this set that I'm now remembering. This set was leaked.
Yes.
Like a long time before.
But I think only like the name and the price and piece count.
Yes.
No
the
pictures or anything.
name, price, and piece count leaked. And it never manifested. And everyone thought it was fake. It was not fake. It just was not produced.
Yeah.
So I would really love to know how something made it far enough in production to have concrete information like leaked about it. The decision to cancel it would have had to come pretty late at that point, right?
Probably. I don't know how
Pretty
the
late.
process works exactly. But
The only instance that I can think of with that were the last two Star Wars CCBS sets, the Battle Droid and the what was it? It was an ATST, I think.
RT. Yeah.
ATRT. Okay, they got leaked with pictures, and they never got made.
And
So there is precedent for it.
We got these pictures from the documentary with a bunch of other like concept models. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, concept models they're normal.
Yeah.
It's a rarity that something gets leaked, though. And it was always a weird element to me. I was like, why? That's a bizarre choice. Okay.
all right.
Well,
should we move
Yeah,
to the next
Beatrix is
set?
pretty cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. All right, let's go ahead and move on then.
Yes.
We have two more big sets from this wave. then 2 small sets, and then the big one. So we still got a ways to go. Next up, we have 71796 Elemental Dragon versus the Empress mech at 129.99 USD and 1,038 pieces. So that's a big yikes price per part wise. That's definitely the worst one.
It's
so
once
far.
again a case where you have the euro price 104.99 and the pound price 94.99, which are a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, it's just like May's dragon thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. It's some sets, and it's like it's not consistent over all of them. It's very weird.
Yeah. So this set is really cool.
It's gorgeous.
Yes. The
I basically
dragon,
have nothing but good things to say.
the dragon,
like-
is great. It looks
So normally we get 2 kinds of dragons, right? We get ones with the arms or the wings, and we get ones where it has 4 legs. And this one is slightly different
yeah.
because it has arms and legs. And also wings.
It's also
It's
like
really cool.
I assume it was probably not that easy to get it to just stand on the hind legs in that pose.
Yeah, I can
balance-wise.
imagine that definitely took an undertaking to make that happen. No way
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah, I love the double like ball joint thing they
ankles.
have going on there. Yeah, yeah, it's a really cool set. I also love the mech.
Yes.
It's really really cool.
Looks like it's out of Warhammer.
I know. So what's funny is I actually showed this particular set to one of my friends at work because I knew that he was into like Warhammer, and he's like, "Yeah, that's definitely like a Warhammer reference." and I was like, "Yeah, the bad guys are called the Imperium," and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's definitely a Warhammer reference."
Nice. Yeah, I mean the dragon looks particularly impressive, especially when you have it fully like kind of in flight mode, like the back of the box shows off. You can combine Jay's little like flying craft with it to give it some gold accents, some launchers. The wings can spread out. It has a very impressive wingspan. It also just looks very like jagged and swift, you know. It has a great visual dynamic to it. A+ all around. I love it. It's also been a long time since we've gotten a good lightning dragon.
It combines all the things that I like about Ninjago dragons. I don't like it when they have like functions with the wings where they're not. I prefer posability over function.
I agree.
Typically with dragons, and so like I don't like it when they have the tail that moves freely and you can move from side to side. I really don't like that, and I don't like it when and I don't like it when they have like the flapping function on the wings. So the fact that this has like all posability is wonderful to me. I'm really glad that they did that.
It's one of my favorite dragons in a long time. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But the real standout for me is the mech. It's my favorite part of this set.
Mm-hmm.
It's a surprisingly robust amount of articulation on this thing, and that really needs to be emphasized. You've got ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, and what looks to be a wrist swivel. Even if it's not on a ball joint, it does look like it can spin around because it looks like the wrist is attached via a pin. So if that's true, that's really, really, really good figure-wise. That's a good amount of articulation, especially at that scale. And the fact that it uses, at least for the legs, it uses a lot of old school traditional ball joints. It doesn't use ratchets. It doesn't fully rely on mixel joints. So you've got, the inherent benefits that using traditional joints has, which is more freedom of motion. Mixel joints are inherently a bit more restrictive. And yeah, they're used on the arms, but the way they're used allows for more freedom of motion than you would normally get with how those shoulders are built. You know, you can spin the arm all around and it socket if you really wanted to. And I don't know, that's cool to me. That deserves to be recognized. And not only does it look cool, it's really good articulation.
It's a very interesting scale, in my opinion, because they kind of use the torso build from the SCCBS mech, but then build longer limbs. I think it looks very cool. It's very similar scale to like the Spider-Man action figures in a way, but it's a mech. And yeah, I think since we got those new socket pieces, the new ones with like the 3 stripes, they're back in a big way. the normal size ball joints making their comeback,
which
now.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
Can I just say it's really weird to me that they made it in gold, and I'm not complaining. I'm very happy. It's just weird. In all of Bionicle's original run, I don't think we got that piece in metallic colors. Maybe with the exception of the Borok Call.
Yeah, Borok Call had him silver.
Had him silver. That was it. Not a common shade, but now they're just in pearl gold, and I'm like, okay, cool.
They're also on bricks and pieces now since today.
Are. Me and Zach are gonna order like 70 of them and then split it at Brick Fair. Yeah, I don't know. This is a win, and people are. I'm not gonna make you throw them all up on the screen. The people are posting all of the lightning dragons in the chat. There's like the one from Skybound. There's the one from Hunted. There's the one from obviously the original wave. Then you've got the stupid one from Core.
The best one. What are you talking about?
You've got the Prime Empire one. They're all bad.
What?
All of them.
The original Lightning Dragon was really good for its time.
It was good for its time, but it looks really bad by today's standards. And I think that it's a sign. A lot of times we're just like, oh, it's just another dragon. It's just more Ninjago Dragons. No, their design has really improved. They've taken great strides over the years to get to a point where they're actually like popping off with designs and have them like aerodynamic. In fact, I take back what I said earlier about the Heatwave Dragon, because all the same points still apply to that. Smooth shaping, good builds, you know, like that dragon is better than like 90% of Ninjago's actual dragons and its like lineage.
Yeah, you're
wrong. Yeah, fair.
The Cyber Dragon's good, the original Lightning Dragon's good, and the Skybound Dragon's good.
I actually really like the Cyber Dragon.
Looks
stupid. It has a really cool aesthetic to me.
Down with brick built heads.
It's just a robot, but like it's
a robot. Cool... Yeah, it's supposed to be more like angular.
Like if you look at it as like a jet, that's just it's also a dragon. Like I like that aesthetic. It's really cool.
That's a good point.
No, but what I was gonna say was just like look at the original dragon and like the original Lightning Dragon and like focus on stuff like the legs and the tail. And just like, and then compare it to like the legs of the new one, and all that stuff.
It's insane.
It's
genuinely, it's difficult for me to even like comprehend.
If you look at the Lightning Dragon, I just noticed. I think the legs are actually like forward on the body than the wings. I think.
Yes.
I could be wrong. Okay.
I believe you are correct.
Wait! No! I'm wrong. It's just that it has 4 legs. I forgot that it had 4 legs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that, at least for me, a lot of times I criticize things and I really don't see the breadth of design improvements because we just kind of go from year to year, podcast to podcast, wave to wave. We see things that are they're very iterative. But when you kind of do a throwback and you look at where we started, it's really come a long way. So props to the designers who are striving to make things better and more streamlined. A+ to all of you. I simply could never. Also, gold bucket head pop off instantly. 10 out of 10 set.
Yeah, I think he's exclusive to this one, right?
He is. He's epic. I want him.
He's gonna be like
$129.99.
Yes, no, it's worth. I want to make a tower of black bucket heads and then stick the gold one on the top.
It's like a Goomba tower.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's say we move on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Time to get rid of all that positivity I just said.
Oh.
71797. Destiny's Bounty, Race Against Time. Clocking in at 159.99 USD and 1,739 pieces. All right, not all the positivity is gone. That price per part is pretty good.
Guys, the Time Twins are definitely going to be in this one, right? It's called Race Against Time. It's definitely about the Time Twins.
Dude, the fandom like cope about the Time Twins. Oh man. Okay. So, this bounty. I'm not really vibing with it. And it's for a number of reasons. But I think for the number one is the colors. Too much Monkey Kid for me. This thing looks like a Monkey Kid vehicle.
I get the color criticism. That one doesn't bother me. For me, number one is the dragon head. Size.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah. That's the big one.
I like the idea a lot of having the dragon in there and the head sticks out, and that's the dragon head for the bounty. But I think it's just too small. The head is too small.
I think it's too small, and I think that making it blue was misguided. I understand why they wanted to do it for contrast.
Yeah.
But the contrast, I think, in my arrogant consumer brain, I think it was misguided. I think it should have been a red dragon. Because to me, the cool factor would have been that it was playing with your expectations. It looks like it's just like it normally is, but then, you unfurl it and it has a hidden dragon inside. The way they've done it, it was very apparent to me that this is what they were doing immediately because it's distracting. Your eyes are drawn to it. And so maybe that's the point. Maybe
I think
you're meant to be drawn to it, but it kind of messes with me a bit. I would have liked if it was camouflaged.
If the color scheme was inevitable and you can't change it, I like what they did with it in terms of like the balance of color. I think that if the back part, what's it called? The back part of it of the
cabin.
Ship, yeah, the cabin of the ship. If the cabin has to be like blue, I'm glad that they made the figurehead blue as well. It just gives a good it brings it all together.
Yeah,
I think that if it was red and then if it was just the cabin that was blue and then the dragon was red, it wouldn't have looked as good to me.
That's really my question though, is which came first?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the color scheme is inevitable, I like the balance of blue that they put into it.
I think it's just they wanted the dragon to stick out, and that's why it's blue. And then from the color distribution, adding some blue for the cabin makes sense. I don't really mind that. For me, it's just the size of the head is the only thing I have a problem with, basically.
Yeah.
I don't really even mind the size. I think it could have been fine. It is really the color for me, to be honest. Thinking back to the initial bounty from however many years ago, I don't think it had a giant head either.
The original had a huge head.
Okay, maybe it's Final Flight I'm thinking of.
Final Flight had. It was a little bit smaller than the original, but it was a lot more flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what this looks like in person before I make a final judgment on it. But I have a lot of positives on it. I really like the shaping. I love how smooth the sides of it are. Especially that little bit in the center where it narrows down and then it goes back out again. I think that shaping is really good. I like the mast. The mast design is the sail design is really cool.
That it's angled forward slightly, I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. But I like the interior.
What I will say about the sail design real quick. It's very funny that they just put the Ninjago word for wing on the wing.
Wing!
What are we gonna put on the wing? Huh? Just put wing on there.
I love it.
Nobody will notice.
I don't know. I don't really vibe with the middle section.
It
And
gives me. I think this particular one gives me like a good. It gives me vibes of like the Final Flight and the
Yeah.
Legacy Bounty.
Yeah.
With like the
Kinda
narrow section.
Those two mixed.
hmm
Well, I think it's funny that the middle has been like reinforced with steel bars. Like that's just funny to me. But I do think that it like messes with the colorization of the model a bit. I would prefer if they were red, and I feel like that piece does exist in red. Like
It
the
does.
phone piece. So
I wonder if it
Yeah.
has any kind of thruster function again, like most bounties usually have.
I doubt it would because
The space.
like the space. The Legacy
Yeah.
Bounty had like so much
Yes.
structure, so much like stuff inside of it that it had no interior or had very little interior. But this one actually has like an interior.
that is the impressive part
little
about
deck.
this.
Okay.
And Neek did mention on Twitter, like, he tried to maximize the play space in the back, as most of the front would be taken up by the dragon.
Yeah.
And that definitely succeeded. It's got a very impressive interior space.
One thing
So it also looks like the. Oh, sorry, you go.
One thing I wish they could have done a bit differently is if that picture you just posted, Meso, and I have this up on screen right now, you see like where the dragon goes, and it looks like it has no floor in there, except for like one bar. I feel like that's so much interior space you can't use just because it doesn't have a floor in there. Like if you have the dragon out, you could have used all of that for interior. But if it has no floor, you can't really do that. Why is that? Do like the limbs of the dragon stick out down there, or I don't know. I don't.
Do it go through the floor of the.
I don't like that
I don't
a
know.
lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you lose a lot of the bounty's visual charm for me, and this is purely subjective, when you take out the brown. And I don't think that making the entire hull red with the only color variants being gray and blue necessarily hits the same. I compare it to the Legacy Bounty, where a lot of it was brown and the red was more of an accent color in a lot of parts.
Yeah.
It was used very sparingly.
Either
Maybe
that,
it's just...
They decided to make this bounty out of entirely metal instead of wood to make it stronger so it would stop crashing.
Which, I mean, yeah, that's probably the intent. That I believe is the intent for the middle section, is it's meant to like reference the breaking in too. So I could see that, but I just maybe it's just my clinging to the old way of things, my nostalgia brain. But I don't know. I prefer the brown. I don't like the new color scheme.
I really want to see the interior for like the cabinet itself, and then like the roof on top, because the roof opens and I want to see what's inside of it.
The one interior pic we have looks very nice from what we can see. So that's definitely good. Neek just said on the Patreon chat, they don't, about the dragon legs thing, they don't stick out, but they needed all the space they could get. I see your point though. It's also about budget. Large plates are not cheap. But yeah, makes a lot of sense. Again,
and then he clarified he didn't make... Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I didn't make the first sketch or the final model. I did the first version of the structure for the final model.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in terms of trying to achieve what the set was conceptualized to achieve, I think it does very well. If they were like, we want the gimmick to be it's a bounty, but there's an actual dragon in the bounty.
Inside, yeah.
I mean, you succeeded in that.
I think also that's a very cool concept. But yeah,
it is.
Just, I think it's just very hard to execute well in a set.
Yeah,
it's very difficult. Also, when you just had the Legacy Bounty come out, and is like a really good design as well. Get a high standard.
I guess like what they're going with is that like this is a new series. You want to have like your flagship. Yeah. The bounty's like basically the iconic ship of Ninjago. It's like the Millennium Falcon basically. And so you want to have like your new design to to show that this is a new series and all that. One thing that wanted to say that that I've been thinking about ever since I saw the price. This is the same price as the movie Bounty.
Oh.
What?
I mean, yeah,
You're
but that's
joking,
like
right?
5 years of crazy inflation ago, in a way.
Oh,
right?
I
You're
know, I know,
joking, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, I can't help but compare this to the movie Bounty because they're the same price.
No way.
Yeah.
2,295 pieces. That's how far inflation has caused us to fall.
I mean, it also shows how great of a deal the movie Bounty was at the time.
Yeah.
Makes me wish I had gotten it.
It's such a good set.
Well,
But-
fair enough.
Yeah.
Good minifigure assortment. I'm gonna pretend Wu is not there, and it's a cool set.
To be fair, that's not a new Boo design. It's the core design, right?
Yeah, it could be after he dies, you know,
We
or
shall
you
see.
know,
Should I
or
do a
before,
poll?
whatever.
Does Wu die?
Do it. May as well. 3 for 3.
Okay,
Give us the
we're
final
at
poll.
79% for no in the last poll.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hope.
Let's start a poll. Will Wu die? Yes.
Uh,
No.
so we're gonna do Shades Fish for yes, and Sleeping for no. Go ahead and react away, everyone. Give us your answer in both of our chats, because they're definitely framing it as if he is dead.
I
There's
think
like a painting of him.
yes, but
Lloyd
after
is
the
the new
most recent
master.
trailer, they had a painting like that for Cole, and I think it's just because all of them are missing.
Blech. I mean, listen. So as much as I meme about Wu dying, here's the thing. I'm fine if he doesn't die. He doesn't need to die.
Yeah.
I like him well enough. I don't hate Wu. I hate that he's still in the role he is in when it should be Lloyd who's in that role.
Yeah,
Lloyd is now in that role.
I completely agree.
If
Doesn't
Wu
have to
comes
die.
back and he goes off to adventure with Misako forever, I'm totally fine with that.
It'd actually be pretty cool if he one day comes back and he's like, "Oh, it seems like student has become the master, and it's my time to retire."
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah.
The time he should have died was fighting the Overlord. That would have been the perfect moment to do it. And
Yeah.
if they didn't do it then, I don't really think they'll ever do it in as satisfying of a way. So they might not need to do it at all.
He just dies of old age.
I mean, yeah, possible.
I do. We didn't really talk about the dragon aside from it being like
Oh,
a
yeah.
figurehead.
True.
I really like the dragon itself, like separated. And it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it
I
looks
like
great.
that. Yeah,
And the chompy
very,
scale.
Mhm. Very solid build. I like that it becomes a turret, like whenever it's in the bounty. It's really cool. Another like a last little thing, because the middle section is so narrow, there's no way for them to get from the front section to the back section without having to like scramble around the mast because the mast
Yeah.
is like the full like length of the or the full width of the width of the bounty. I thought that
Oh
was
my
kind of funny.
god, you're right.
I did think the middle section being that narrow might allow for it to be like good to grab there.
Oh yeah,
A good play feature probably.
I just wish you could get the dragon by yourself.
Oh,
Bruh.
Hey.
X.
A sudden X. Hello,
Hey.
we're live.
Oh, can I still join though?
I mean, sure.
I mean, you could. We're almost
Yeah,
done.
good. Well, I'll be here for a little bit. Why
You
not?
have you're just in time to talk about the 4+ sets and Ninjago City Markets, so that's fair.
I'm just not that happy that it looked like we were gonna get a really cool hairpiece and then we didn't. I'm just upset about that. That's
I
what
mentioned
I'm
that
upset
earlier. I was
about.
hoping you would like talk about that from your perspective.
Oh, that's good. Well, there's not much more to say on that front. You know how I feel about that, but I just want to get that out there. But yeah, let's see these 4+ sets, man. Let's do it.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
so first 4+ set is 71789 Kai and Roz's car and bike battle, coming in at $19.99 for 103 pieces. So the good old 4+ set pricing.
For a 4+ set, that's a really good price.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, normally it'd be like 130 pieces for $40.
No, that's true.
So the fact that this is like 103 and it's only like 20. Yeah, it's.
I put it in Ninjago chat for you, X.
Ah, I see it. I see it now.
So here's the thing about this set. The piece they're fighting for. Oh, see you later, Neek. Thank you for coming out tonight and providing your insights. Appreciate it as always.
Wow. Shout out to the cool guy from Planet Ripple. But yeah.
No, that's Nick.
That's Nick, not
This is
Neek.
Neek, the set designer.
Oh, yeah. Nick. There's so many. Oh, dude, it's hard, man. I tried my best. I tried my best. I love all of you. Okay.
So here's the thing about this set, right? The piece they're fighting for, people have said is the exact same configuration that Lego used in the Chima sets to represent the Chi in, like, I think Speedor's battles.
Yeah,
that's
or
what
like
people
Chima
are
sets
saying.
in general. But yeah,
Chima sets in general. Okay, and it's the same piece, and it's definitely Chi.
I don't think it's Chi.
That Nick just said it. It's definitely Chi.
What? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And it's a bike race, and Kai's thing has a head on the front. Like, it's literally Speedors.
Speedor, yeah.
They're literally racing for Chi. That's what's going on here.
Why is there lightning come out
the
of
Chima
the
fans
Chi?
are like, we're back.
Okay. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
That was just a joke, by the way, just in case I get quoted. Well, I hope it's not a joke. I hope that's secretly the truth from someone in the team.
I mean, I could see it be a reference, but I don't think that's actually they're gonna race for Chi in a Speedor race in the show.
I think that would be really fun.
What do you guys know what this guy is? Is he like a wolf man or like what's?
So we
He's a
had a
wolf
poll
dragon
about
man?
this earlier.
We did a poll about whether he was from Chima or not. We don't know.
Oh, okay. So you don't know like his like story significance in Ninjago yet.
Not yet.
He's a bad guy,
okay.
and he's a leader.
Yeah, he looks pretty bad.
Character in the bad guy group.
Well, we were saying, like, I don't know how much you know about Ninjago lore, X.
Wu is a troll. That's about it. That's it.
So what we know is Chima is canonically like a realm of
universe,
Ninjago.
kind of.
It's a parallel
is
universe.
this the Ninjago cinematic universe? Do they have
Kind
like
of.
interdimensional stuff?
They visited Chima in one episode where they fell through like a portal, and it was a cutaway gag. But like now all the realms have merged together, so theoretically Chima is now just a part of Ninjago, like in the same.
Dude, spoiler though, man, come on.
I'm sorry, X.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll still get through the Play-Doh parts. I'll try.
So we were speculating who this guy is and whether he is from Chima or not.
Oh, so that it's not just a joke. That's cool. I like his little laser sword thingy. And I heard like there's been very polarizing about the suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
do
I
you
got
think,
that.
X?
I think they're part of the non-symmetry curse.
Oh yeah,
we see
you
a lot.
really hate the asymmetrical shoulder pieces in Ninjago,
Yeah,
right?
I think but I think of the asymmetrical stuff, this is one of the better ones. But I still see why. But I don't feel it's as bad. I mean, I just like the techno suits the best. That's still the best ones. The one where they go on like in a game that's
Prime
like
Empire.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prime Empire.
Yeah, Meso
and
just
then
voiced
Cool
earlier how much he hates those. So
I think they're
Oh,
like
that's
my
okay.
least favorite suits ever.
That's okay. If we weren't different, it'd all be so boring.
X, you're such a nice person.
Thanks, man. I try to be. Yeah, I like the techno suits. And the best sets are Skybound always. But yeah, these look cool, and I like that. It's a cheaper set, and you get like what looks like the main bad guy, or like the main bad guy's dragon, or what it is. But these sets, look neat. I like that you can get Diva but not Diva in Overwatch. I'm very disappointed about, just we couldn't get the, headphones and the ears.
hairpiece.
You
Yeah.
didn't see her
yeah.
actual like minifigure design, right?
What? What do you mean?
Like
Yeah. What about it?
from the set with the hood.
Yeah, I didn't like the hood. I liked what we saw in the show from like the teaser. I was just like, oh, I hope you get that hairpiece that we
I'm
see
still
there.
hoping we'll get that in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, but they also used like a recolor for
Yeah.
Monkey Kid for her hair in one of the sets. So I feel like they're kind of just like they're not doubling like hairpiece budget for this one character. I don't know.
Maybe for the
Maybe
next wave they have budget again and they can do it.
Oh, you think this character's gonna stay?
Yes, I think will, but we don't know yet.
What?
But I think she will.
The
Okay.
implication from the round table and from everything they're saying is that she's part of the new core team. So
Oh, okay. So
it's
like,
just like their definition of what the core team is changing a little bit. Because used to it was like these are the 6 main characters and they're in every wave and that's just that. But now there's going to be like, okay, well, some years maybe there will be this group of people, and then other years there's going to be this group of people, kind of like how Bionicle used to do it. And we might see this character like cycle in and out over
so
the years.
who are they dropping? Cole or Jay from the team then to make
I mean,
sense?
For this wave, it looks like both, but they're in sets still.
Oh,
For this wave, it looks
man.
like they're
ripping the
dropping
Band-Aid off.
Cole,
Huh?
Zane, and Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What is your like super fast consensus? Do you guys all have like what's the best banger of this wave? Is it like the dragon? Do you guys like the blue dragon? I thought he was alright.
That
like
wise,
the
The Blue
lightning
Dragon's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
What? Which one?
The Blue Dragon. It's my favorite.
Blue dragon. That's like the stand up for you guys. I like green Katangu myself.
yeah.
That
I
one's
li-
also really good.
I like the
favorite-
mech bike transformer.
My favorite
Black
is the temple.
transformer. Yeah.
Temple with the tree.
Yeah. I think the lightning dragons is good as far as lightning dragons go, but they look a bit odd a lot of the time. I feel. But I like this one though because it looks like an inherent, like more organic dragon, I guess you could say. So it's definitely the best. It's by far the best blue dragon they've made for sure.
That's
But I
not
think
true. There
Is
is a
it?
better. There is a better one.
Yeah.
Which is the better blue dragon objectively? Which
That's
one?
our next set. 71798.
Oh, there's
Nia
more.
and Aaron's baby dragon battle. Coming in at
Uh,
$34.99 and 157 pieces.
Why is Nia
I can't see it anywhere. So I don't know how it looks.
I'm posting it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is it's a Nia set, but this is obviously like a lightning dragon.
Someone didn't
What's
do
up
You
that.
with
know,
that?
I
Hey,
think
Guys, maybe it's Jay transformed into a dragon.
I
Oh,
think
maybe.
they're actually smart and they remembered that like the dragons in the first realm are only the elements of creation and wind. And there are no water dragons there.
Ah,
Dude,
You're
I love the
probably
overbite though. He has character. He has character, honestly, and like it's not. It doesn't look like one of those dragons in the 4+ sets that just looks like a glorified glider. Basically, this guy actually looks like there's a body there, you know. Which is
true.
nice.
I mean,
And
they
I like. Do we know what the
basically use-
Triceratops guys are? Like, or whatever they are.
They're the new villain, the Imperium.
I think they look cool though. It's like a neat design. Like there's it's a bit like looks like Vex, like the hat thing they got going back. Like it's a unique design. Like I really like those villains a lot more than Snakes. I think they're really cool. Yeah, because I think they're a cool new design, honestly. So I'm a big fan. I'm definitely getting. I don't know if I get in any of these sets, but I'm definitely getting these minifigures and like the small baby dragon because it's cute.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
It's an okay
It's-
set. I have nothing really to say.
yeah. 4+ prices strike again. I think it's not that bad for a 4+ set. I think the villain vehicle actually looks pretty good.
I agree.
Even if it even though it's 4+.
Dude, that little thing he's riding looks like something Ogle would ride. I feel
Yeah.
the guy from Alpha Team. Yeah,
Kinda looks
definitely.
like
That kinda- yeah,
early-
especially those big red ones, those like engine thingies, because those like Alpha Team sets use those a lot. So that's
Yeah.
what it reminds me of. So yeah, I like this minifigure, man. These guys are cool. They're like golden robots, dinosaur looking. I don't even know. I want one of their
True.
swords as well. Like I want to make like a mech that has like 3 of those swords as like one Wolverine looking thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right.
cool.
That'd be cool.
That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I like and of all the suits though, I like the guy, the orange one.
Yeah,
just because he has
Yeah.
horns. That's cool, actually.
Aaron.
I think people would like those suits a lot more if all of them had a unique headpiece like him.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe I thought that'd be a lot more than it, because I think it's like looks kind of cloney right now. Like I saw someone was just like, "Hey, which do you think are like the best new suits?" And it's just like, I mean, apart from the horn guy, this it's just recolored, man. It's more just like, what's your favorite color? You know?
True.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like this. I think this is a good wife. I think you guys did good, designer people. 2 thumbs. 5 stars, man.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 out of 5. You know, like in the hotel business for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, we have one more set to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, I
that's
thought
the
this
big
was the
one.
last set like 3 times now.
And no X.
Oh.
We have the big set.
The big? You made the big
Yes,
one?
it is 71799 Ninjago City Markets, coming in
this
at a very reasonable low price of
The
300
minifigures.
and 369.99 USD, featuring 6,163 pieces to be Ninjago's biggest building set ever.
This is the one with the working toilet, right?
It is.
Yeah. Breaking new ground. Dude, I like this
Alright.
set though. This is a little cyberpunk city. This looks really cool. Like some people said it's like not one single like set piece or thing or anything, but I think it's like cool city
It's
stuff. I like it.
amazing.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like the docks was on 1.5 base plates, but this is on like 2 full base plates. This is like 2 cities like in one set. It's so good. And the minifigure selection
Okay.
too.
Should we start with
Like
the
the-
minifigures? Because I think
Yeah, let's
we
do it.
have to
Let's
get
do
that
it.
out of the way.
So can we
Josh,
start with
you're passionate. You have the
I'm
honor.
very
Read out the
passionate.
minifig.
So can we start off with the fact that the Gardens had like one new Ninjago character, and that was the
Yeah.
mechanic.
Can we start out with the fact that me and Josh totally made this happen? And it's all up
Yeah.
because of us that we got these great minifigures.
Go on.
Wait, what?
When the Gardens came
What?
out, we both complained a lot about the minifigures. So we both decided to write a long review on the Lego feedback forum website and tell them
That's
what
what
they could
That's
do
what they're
better
for.
with the minifigure selection in the future, and they actually did. So
Pop off.
I think a lot of other
alright.
people probably did too. Yeah.
Get an army in this set, dude.
So we get Lloyd in the who
Lame.
cares?
No.
Detective Zane.
Yay!
We get Blacksmith Kai. We get Urban, Aaron, and Sora. With like new outfits. I don't know if Sora's is new, but Aaron's is new.
The hair is new, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, the legs are too. The legs are he's wearing blue pants, not yellow.
Yeah.
We get Misdemeanor, we get Hound Dog McBrog, we finally get Camille
Finally,
after like how long has it been?
2015,
like 10 years,
so
9
7
years?
years. 7,
Yeah.
8 years? 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. we get season 8 karaoke bar Dareth. We
Yeah.
get Cyrus Spore finally. We get
Racers.
Set calls it we get Set calls her Racer 7, but technically Blazy. We get Gale Gossip, Vinny, and then a bunch of other figures.
But
that
I will
just-
say, even though the bunch of other figures are there, a lot of them have very like Ninjago designs. They're not just like city minifigures.
Yeah, fair enough. I specifically like the Borg employee.
I like
I
the
like
sushi
the-
chef because he has a sashimi reference on the torso print.
What is- What is like the big stick out hair? Is there any like one minifigure hair that's just
Camille.
like that's definitely going to be the most expensive one? Who's
Camille.
Camille?
The
She's the
purple
purple
hair.
hair lady. Because
Oh,
she's
is she
the,
like a character that's been around very long
she's
time?
the
and never
Yeah.
got a
last
she's
figure?
been-
of the
Oh,
elemental
it's one of
masters.
those.
She's the
So
last
to give you an explanation, X, in Ninjago, they do a thing a few years in where they're basically kind of like how Bionicle did, where they're like, oh, you ninja have like elemental powers, right? but there's like a bunch of other elements out there besides like the basic ones. And there's people with the powers for all of them too. This Camille character is the last one of that group who never got a figure.
Can we
There's
also
like a huge collection burst there, I think, because like the people on all
Yeah.
the masters. Yeah, okay, I can see
Yeah,
that.
two
I
of
thought
the
the
elemental
Bountiful Girl
masters
would
were
be. Go on.
two of the elemental masters were the people from Ultra Agents, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're OP as well in there. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
Can we talk for a
Dude.
second how cool Camille's design also is? Because like in the show, they kind of just used a recolor of one of the CMFs at the time, but now they
Mhm.
made kind of like a new updated version of that design. and
Is
it
she
looks
like a
really good.
space sci-fi something?
No, she's the master of
she's a
form.
shapeshifter.
She's a shapeshifter.
Okay, but but her suit, is it that she is like a rock star or something, or is her suit just like a sci-fi
Maybe.
suit? Type
Yeah, it's
deal?
We
kinda
don't
like-
really know a lot about her as a
Oh,
person.
she's sort of an enigma. You know?
in the episode,
Yeah.
she's like doing roller derby. I think that the suit is a bit inspired by that, like a disco rollerblade.
Okay, yeah, because that was my thing. I was just like, why are you guys excited about the rock girl? Because that's the first thing that came to mind. She looks like she's in a band or something.
For me,
she's cool.
she is not the biggest minifigure. For me, that honor is Cyrus Borg.
Really?
Cyrus Borg is a character who's been around since Ninjago came back after its first ending. He was actually a big part of the story for the debut wave, and the only minifigure we ever got of him was this like monstrosity.
But you can turn his head around. The hairpiece was around for a long time.
To be fair, he's really easy to make a custom of.
Yeah. That's why
he
Cyrus
shared,
Borg isn't
like-
that big of a deal for me.
Well,
Like
I like that he's
all the pieces like you can make. Like Camille has an exclusive hairpiece.
Yeah.
In that color, it's it's very hard to make her.
For me,
That's
the big
fair.
ones are Detective Zane, Misdemeanor, and Hound Dog McBra. Because those
I
yeah,
never
like,
thought we would ever get a Detective Zane figure. I thought that was just never gonna happen.
I can't believe we got
does
Hound
he have,
Dog
like, a
before the police
noir?
commissioner.
He does.
he have,
He has
like,
a whole episode where he's like noir mode.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's prime and meme minifigure basically.
yeah, it is
big
kinda.
meme.
I think it's kind of funny that now we get Darif from like season. Oh, is it
8.
the Sons of Garmadon? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But now I want Lawyer Darif, right?
and I was saying like we got Helena McBride before we got the police commissioner.
Yeah.
That's disgraceful. Crystallized does not deserve any representation here. Get crystallized out. Out, I say. Out!
Give me a gray mustache, please.
It's so cool, like they caught like the whole like Star Wars thing, with like big sets with lots of minifigures like this. It's great getting Ultimate Collector Series style sets, but with color.
Yeah.
So that's always nice, But I will say that I am not looking forward to spending a lot of money to get that Barnacle shirt because
Okay, we gotta talk about that.
Talk about that.
So
we can't or have to.
we have to. It's a little bit.
Did you make it happen?
No,
No.
not
Okay.
yet.
You're not as cool as Sakota then. Okay, go
So
on.
here's the thing that I want to get you guys' opinion on, and I think this is time for a final poll, the last poll.
Okay.
we do
So
polls
let's-
now?
Oh,
let's
wait, the
check
results of the last
results.
poll was 70% don't think Woo's dead.
Okay,
Dude, you guys are spoiling this series for me to try and get into this. You guys are not doing a great job. I'm
You can
just
still
saying.
get into it.
Okay, what's,
I know,
what's
I
the,
know,
next
I know.
what's the
Just
next
talk key to
poll,
there.
Meso?
Okay,
Bionicle
so
shirt, right?
the conundrum we are having here is that this is a minifigure of Racer 7 wearing a Tahu shirt, which is obviously a reference.
Yes.
She is holding a figure, and she has something in her right hand
It's a
that
canister.
to me is very obviously a reference to a Toa canister from 2001. I think it's the exact color layering, and many people do. Many people don't. Many people I've seen are like, that's reaching. That's just a generic action
How is that
figure.
reaching?
It's not.
Yes,
that's not a
Tahu on
guarantee.
A shirt.
So
I
my
think
poll is the canister and figure, or do the canister and figure represent Tahu?
Okay, let me type this. Is the canister and figure Tahu? Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. No, you're wrong.
There you go.
What do you mean? I thought it was brown, so then it's Pohatu, isn't it?
It could be, but it could be like I don't know if that piece
I'm
exists.
just gonna
in,
go.
like,
Is the
dark red.
canister and figure a Bionicle reference, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
But,
I would say it's
But
about
naming it
reference
canisters
100%.
kind of implies that it is, right?
But aren't there like mini like micro figures, right? Like these printed in the set as well with like mini Ninjago figures print, or is that a different set?
Yes, it's in the set, but I think they wouldn't make a Bionicle print just for like a mini reference.
No, but they do have it on the torso, so it's just one more step,
So
You made more minifigures happen here on the forum, Sakota. Have more faith in yourself. We can do more now. We have the power here.
to me, obviously the shirt is, but to me, it's obviously a 3-part Bionicle reference, which to me is more. It's more substantive than just the shirt.
What's
But
the third part?
a lot of people are like the
Canister,
figure, the
figure.
canister, and the shirt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. They count.
But a lot of people take issue because of the colors. They're like, the lid is brown, it's not red. The figure is dark red.
Okay,
it's not Mata red.
The figure I
so
can
it's
explain
like-
you immediately. When I did the Bricklink design program, I also had to make my Tahu dark red because this piece only comes in dark red, and they didn't want to make another recolor. So that's just why.
Yeah. LJ
okay.
and I were having a conversation about this, and I was trying to figure out, because I know there was the Galador guy in the original Ninjago City,
Yeah.
right? Who had a bunch of of these things in different colors. And I was trying to figure out if any of those were recolored exclusively for that set, or if they already existed in colors before then, and I don't think any of them were.
I don't know, but I think about the Galador guy, it was told to us that those were were supposed to represent the ninja. Because I think there was a green, blue, black, blue, gray, and red. Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
So maybe they just didn't want to recolor it to be mono red. And the canister is a bit of a different thing, but like Toe of Plastic points out, Tahu's canister lid was kind of like a coppery color. It was not exactly like Mata or dark red.
Yeah.
It was kind of an
Nougat
in-between
would probably be
shade.
accurate.
Yes, but I don't think the piece they went with is necessarily wrong. I get it.
So you want to update on the poll?
Yes.
It's 100% yes.
Thank God.
Thank you.
People see sense. I'm glad.
Yeah, if you say no, then ask yourself another question. Are you delusional, perhaps?
But I do see a person in the chat who is voicing a contrary opinion, but the poll's still 100%. Wrong. The piece comes in red. Pirate statue. No reason to keep it dark red if it was supposed to be
What
Tahu.
pirate
Look
statue?
up Bricklink for pirate statuette from Bionic Punk.
Okay, let's look up Bricklink.
Let's go on the hunt. Pirate statue.
I know last year it didn't come in normal red. Maybe it comes in printed.
Just find it on Bricklink and just see, like, that's it.
I see the pirate statue you're talking about, but it has printing.
Yeah.
I guess the point is that like it's molded in red regardless,
no, and
so they could just.
It's also from 2018. They don't make it anymore.
Oh.
You have
the
to
dreaded
always,
5-year.
Yeah, you always have to consider currently available colors, and I know like since 2020 at least it only came in dark red in production.
Oh man. Interesting. Well, I appreciate the alerting of that existence, Bionic Punk, because I would not have known even of that.
I think it was in that, like, is it from the same promo that the micro pixel was in?
I believe so.
It's not contrary opinion, though. It's just another factor, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I do feel like it is, in general, a Bionicle reference, despite what they have available.
That's a good point Bionic Punk now makes here. Canister's Pohatu Nuver figure is Toa Metruvakama.
It's possible. There's always another explanation.
Exactly.
But that was what I saw a lot of people going like, well, that's reaching, why those figures specifically? And I'm like, I don't think they just, I don't think they thought that much about it. It's just like it's a figure, it's red, it's the canister, it's pretty close, it's the shirt, it's obviously Tahu, bada bing, bada boom, success. They didn't really think about matching hues like perfectly. And I mean, I don't
Studs
really
are so
think
easy to make, though. You could have a dark red studs. I mean, I don't know, but it might just be like you said, like they're just like the set designers listen to this.
I mean,
and just
dark
like,
red
oh man, you
stud would
forgot.
be less accurate, right?
What do you mean? Dark red? If there's a dark red figure and a dark red lid.
Yeah,
on
but the
thing.
lid on Tahu wasn't dark red or red. It was like
Yeah.
copper.
No, but at least it just matches with the figure, though, because he himself is that hue of color either way. You know.
Well, in my opinion, the reason I fixate on it so much and the reason I try to like figure it out, obviously the shirt is what a lot of people will say is the coolest thing because it's a new print and obviously it's very cool. But for me, I really like that it's a wholesale Bionicle reference because we've had Bionicle shirts before. We've had like the Unity Duty Destiny symbol on the back of like a stunts racer set.
Yeah.
You know, we've had Bionicle stickers here and there as like a game or on the hidden side fire truck. This is just literally a Bionicle reference. She's buying a Bionicle figure wearing a Bionicle shirt. And that's cool to me. So 2 thumbs up. Thank you, whoever made that happen. It's really nice to see.
It is a very cool shirt.
One thing LJ told me, and I think he was very right in that, is because if this is Racer 7, it should have been a Kakama instead.
Yeah.
Mask
But
of speed for
Unfortunately,
Racer 7.
Tahu seems to be the only thing that
The red one?
focuses on. I'm a bit of a spoiler. I'm working on a standalone like video essay thing for TTV, basically called like the red one problem. Where it kind of gets into that like ethos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Bionicle's identity is rapidly just becoming Tahu.
Yeah.
And it's kind of making me sick of Tahu.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I can see that.
It's unfortunate.
Are
Are all three of you planning on getting this set, basically?
Probably, yeah.
Dragging,
I am,
kicking,
yeah.
and screaming. But yes, I will.
It's gonna be expensive, but I have to.
Well, okay,
This is
we
kind
haven't
of like a
even...
goal thing.
I haven't even like talked about this yet. Sorry, Scott, you can go first.
I one last thing about the shirt. I'm wondering if this shirt will be in other sets too. In the original Ninjago City Gardens, we had like a Lloyd hoodie, and that they used in other sets too later on. And I feel like because this is not like a Racer 7 torso, right? It's just a Bionicle shirt, I guess. And I could actually see them use this for like other city minifigures, for example, too, later down the line. So if you really just want the Tahu shirt, it might be smart to wait a bit.
Actually, Sakura, that is an insanely good point. I will.
And with Gardens, some of those torso prints also ended up on Bricks and Pieces, so that might be the case here again. So maybe.
Oh boy!
It's not called Bricks and Pieces anymore. It's just Pick a Brick now.
Yeah, it's just Pick a Brick now. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't like. I thought my like dream place was back. You know. I kind of feel, someone's telling too many people about Bricks and Pieces, and this is why we have Pick a Brick now. But
I mean, we have it now. Now I can tell everyone.
Like, yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, we do get VIP. We get VIP points for it now, so that's at least good. But whenever someone says Bricks and Pieces, I'm just like, I wish.
It occurs to me we've talked about the minifigures so much we haven't even talked about the set.
No, we haven't talked about the set yet. Yeah.
Now you know how like Star Wars videos go. But yeah.
Can I have a certified meso moment?
Sure.
Yes.
You're gonna be Pesonac.
This is the second worst Ninjago modular.
Oh,
you're so wrong.
It isn't saying much because it's still awesome. But out of the 4 total released, I don't think this is as good as City or Gardens.
Wait, is Gardens the one with so much water?
They all have a lot of water.
No, that's docks. That's docks. That's docks I'm thinking of.
The reason, plain and simply, is for me, as cool as it is that this uses 2 base plates, I feel it prioritizes the width over the actual design of the buildings. And I feel that a lot of this set was put into getting the cable car function working, and it does that to a T, and it looks really cool, and everything looks good, but I look at the design of the buildings, and none of them really stand out to me, besides the green one, which I think is it meant to be like an
Borg
elevator? The Borg shop. That's the only one I feel really like pops out.
What is a Borg?
So Cyrus Borg is basically the Steve Jobs of Ninjago.
Oh, so the Borg shop is just like Ninjago iPhones and stuff?
It's an Apple
Basically.
store.
Basically.
Yeah.
They have a Borg watch, which has a temporal scanner, so it can track time fluctuations.
Huh. That seems pretty practical to have. Nice. It's glad that they found a niche in a market they can, succeed in and grow as a company.
So I look at Ninjago City Gardens, and I see like the big like spire, the teal, the orange, museum or whatever that was, the tree being like the focal point. Or I look at the original Ninjago City, and it has like the sand green like seafood vendor, up top, or the glass windows like surrounding the corner displays. There's a lot of, I feel, iconic design language used for the individual buildings, which might just be a totally subjective thing. But nothing here has that same kind of pop for me.
I see what you mean, but my counterpoint is look at the back of City.
Yeah. Okay, fair point. You got me. You got me there. For anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about. There you go. That's a good point.
But I see what you mean, though, because I do see a thing about, like, I don't know, buildings and stuff having like a sense of personality and everything.
Yeah.
The first Ninjago City thing, like the way up top there, with the angles and stuff. There's a little bit of just, it's sticking out. It bringing in like a little bit of character. So I don't think it's just odd to just think of, like, hey, this doesn't stick that out much for me. Because me, I just like I like the table car kind of. I see his point.
Docs was a similar case for me, and it's why I never cared to get Docs. I feel it was very much like width focused and not really putting a lot of effort into the actual buildings. But at least Docs, you could say the centerpiece of it is the docks, where you have like the vendors and the the log cabins and not log cabins, that the logs on the ground. And I don't really feel that Markets has that.
I think it's because it's like split in two. You don't have like the one iconic building, I guess.
Yeah.
But in a way, you have two.
That's
like
a good
size-wise, because it's that many pieces. It's two base plates.
And for a lot of people, I'm sure that's a good enough hook. I mean, it certainly is for you, Josh. You were freaking out about it. Two base plates, so. Some people like that.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
I think this is a good set. Is like a connector between the two big ones. It's like a lot more than Docs. I think that this is like because the other ones also had like storefronts and everything. They had like they had a few like markets and everything, and this is kind of like the city center, I guess. And I like how I think it'll connect it a lot better, especially with like the elevator thing, like the lift,
cable car.
Yeah.
In the center, like I think that would be really a really cool way of like getting to the top, or like to the second level.
Yeah.
That you can actually see. It's not like that little elevator in the city, the first city. But I get what you mean with it being like not as iconic, I guess, as the first and the third, but I think that it would be like a really good connector between the two of them.
And again, I'm kind of like I'm overblowing it. It's like it's still a good model. It looks good. There's like no real complaints besides that. Like what is here is designed very well.
Mm-hmm. Also, every the city. Wait, did the gardens have it?
What?
I need to check before I say anything. I don't think. Okay, never mind. So the city the docks and the markets all have like something related to Dareth. I think that's really funny. The first one is like, well, I
Yeah.
guess it's more of like an after thing with his apartment in Sons of Garmadon being based off of Ninjago City, and then in the docks you have like his dojo, and then in the markets you have Laffy's.
Yeah.
So I just think that's kind of funny. Like it's like Dareth's entire like career is just centered in these
In
like
the
4
modular.
sets.
Oh, the
Yeah.
city was also his house in Hunted, right?
Yeah, it Sons of Garmadon. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's more like the opposite way of that. But
Dude, I love an environmental storytelling, dude. So I'm with you on that one.
mhm.
There's also a bunch of like Lego references in this again that people have already found. There's a poster that references a pirate set. I think it's Shipwreck Hideout. There's a sign of the window cleaning company Lloyd works at in Crystallized. There's a poster of the Lego employee set Temple of Celebrations. There's the Atlantis logo. There's a lot. Oh, the Drome Racers logo.
The Drone Racers is it just a sticker like alone?
Yeah, most of these are just stickers.
Oh, I'm
Bro,
I'm
that's
getting
so
the drone
epic.
one. I love Drone Racers, man. I love that little movie that they had in Legoland for a little while. They cut it
Mhm.
out now, but it was one of those movies where it was like the 4D thing where like wind came in your face and all that stuff. So it's pretty neat. I like it's a nice memory. It's a shame they don't play that thing anymore, but you know, it is what it is. Time comes on.
There you go. All right. And then, I mean, I guess for completion's sake, you can just throw it up, end it with the real strong suit, Sakota.
Oh wait, I have one more thing about this set.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, go ahead. My bad.
There's one thing they do a bit different here than the previous ones, where the little like bakery they have, and I think the blacksmith shop, you can basically take out the interior.
It's not the blacksmith shop, it's the apartment above.
Oh yeah, okay. But you can basically like take out the interior out of the like frame of the house, basically, and I think that's very cool. You have access to that. You don't have to take all of it apart to get there, basically.
True.
Did you know this? Did you know that there's actually a 4th reference to Bionicle because the toilet references the sales of the sets in the last year?
That's messed up. That's messed up.
No. Actually, Lego said it's fine. They're selling well. That's okay. No worries. They're coming back though. Don't worry about it. They're gonna do it a 3rd time. 3rd time's the charm.
Hashtag 2025.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right.
Sakota,
now,
let's end this on a high note with the best set.
of course.
30650 Kai and Rapdon's Temple Battle.
Do we know how much it is? I couldn't find it on Brick set.
We do not. It's the strongest set on offer, obviously. Don't you agree, X? Look, I posted it. Don't you agree?
I'm gonna wait this one out and see what other people are thinking first. Actually, I'm gonna be really wary on this one.
All right, look. I think this is probably one of the best Ninjago sets ever made. Like the bamboo, the golden frog, the golden sai, you know?
He just
It's the
out
fifth goal.
messoed you, Meso.
I just got out messed up.
The 5th golden weapon, you know?
All right.
It's a polybag. 2 minifigures is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic.
The build looks fair. I like it.
It looks like a versus set, kinda.
A bit, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
If you want, it's a good battle pack. If you want the guy with the sharp teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Epic.
And Tarkin's hair.
You know what would have made this better? If it was if Raptor was replaced with like just a generic soldier.
Yeah, then you
Because
can
then it would be
army
like an
build.
actual battle tech. Yeah. Battle pack.
Oh well.
Oh wait, yeah, no, yeah, the golden frog is clearly a reference to the new frog character that's gonna be in this season.
See from Chivas.
There you go.
Do we do poll? No.
No, we're not with Paul.
I'm joking.
All right. I think it's time we end this. We've been going for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. That's so epic. Well, X, thank you for joining us to give your opinions in the latter half.
Thanks for having me. It's nice that I could come by. I didn't know you
Thank-
guys were recording, but I probably
Thank you
should
for
have
not
checked.
swearing.
Thank you for thanking me for that. It's a good one.
All right. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming out. We had really good attendance tonight. There've been some concerns as we move into Ninjago season that like maybe people wouldn't know that we were doing stuff on Keep the Peace because we're still trying to grow the channel. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like people are on board, really good attendance all the way through, really good engagement. I really appreciate you guys. And
Ninjago
this
fans
was a
are
good
great.
time.
We get good
Yeah.
sets out of this fan base, so I'm very thankful for Ninjago fans. So it's good.
There you go. I really appreciate all of you guys, and stay tuned. Pretty soon, we're going to be doing one on the story reveals and the story information that we have got in all this intervening time, all the trailers and such, as we lead into Dragons Rising on June 1st. But until then, if you want to follow updates of videos as they're announced and live streams as they're announced, you can check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/the channel, or join our Patreon at patreon.com/TTV channel. For as low as $1 a month, you can join the Discord server and also be notified there and hang out and chat with us. And check the TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com if you want to talk in a more in-depth way than Discord comments or YouTube comments. That's basically all I got. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I am Mesa.
I'm Sakota.
I'm Josh.
I'm the XX Trooper.
Everybody.